Professor Moss entimi anwie sa adwumadie no ena ono so wuo fa ne koye September 5th and 5th September 2013 ena former president John Dramani Mahama approve here say obeja asase no e dey ama the owners na science so converted portions of the land aye no eco-tourism park ena omuja de man. So from September 2013 ebesi ene the handing over asase no e dey ama the Owus family ama mo so sublete part of it and so they are a different company say almost so and develop asase no. But because of the initial agreement the government of Ghana ewo na aban any anwonti they want to mean use asase no because one is classified as a friend is saying forest reserve. Etiano na busuano akọ back to President Akufo-Addo. Na President Akufo-Addo en mpanifo ehwe mu. Na mo hwe nkrata mu no, omo issue 2 executive instruments. EI 144 and EI 154. And what the EI 144 does, and it's ye assassino part ye de mo close to Tamamoto way no na odia mantie no ye every one say from enekono and honye forest reserve bium. Na ne etosumienu EI 154 no a classify the actual forest reserve and watch motor forest no. Ebiam even though ye that's asasna back to ebusuafo no and sanon betimi bibia was asase so no as a same minister for lands and natural resources Emma approval and so mu develop a strategy master strategic plan no matimi ayusu asase no enti so bi ka say aban aton achimota forester me pacho enye no kre data na media man no figures na media man no amanfo te asem na no matie sikrum omo nkan omo hwehwem na omo a edede no and so omo na approve ye ma asase no ye de ma busuafo no 2013 na Akufo-Addo opposition leader na wakọ election a wa lusu ano de court September 2013 na Akufo-Addo o lusu court case August 28 2013. So 2013 5th September na yadi assassin man na former president John Dramani Mahama na oye sitting president pacho aya munko books nim enti 1927 ebesi ene afi na assassin no akọ Achimota forest nton anope ya suma yen central ni oforiata se wonko motorway section of the Achimota forest no onko gina na ehse din ne wo ho oforiata mate ofori na apomu tisen
kuchedi amfada ma ye ho ye fa na mo so ye kwaku
oba de adum yanso ye ho ye endura krom ye hye krofo sa Achimota forest ya ton anope ye kan se ko movement in the morning yen fa nu Achimota forest wo na yen hwe twamfoni kira yen ehefa na wugina me pa cho so pese ohu ne ekoso a oba Facebook a hwe movement TV uko YouTube nso a movement TV anase obetimi so ape dawuro on Facebook obehu videos no any pictures ifi Achimota forest and pay over that enko
yo kwaku ti se senia wedi ka bobo anse no so no sa pepepe anetie anope movement in the morning edima we do Achimota forest enu a enebeto odwa ese eninam social media any radio ahodo so se abanya wotisui aba beton Achimota forest na untumi 95.9 FM ye dumedi any movement TV ye de any say Danny Day na best record new street ye chimamu for atintino and anope ma ba betina baby a wo kan ye pepepe ufi ekwan ho tia otna abuofun na wo ko no ga he ho na metre wo de ko dowu traffic ma ekwan ho pe ana mejina ansa na no na medikan akọ forest no inside baby omo bompa ye baby zoo no woni na na akọ bo mani apro akọ eco park baby a ye kan wasemi na akọ bo mani akọ se enoma ekọ sukwaku ade ba akọ awre ho ne se ohwe ekwan no baby a wo kana efi abofunu ho ede ko joru junction ho no forest no wo kwan no won kwaku nsamani sema wo ho ne se timamufo de ho na ye bola asa wo hwemfoni etwa wo TV no so na chese dodo na ede ho na aye bola ɛhɔ ɛna wɔsoa bɔɔl a edigu na mmom sɛ wokɔ ɛyɛ mfimfini nankasa deɛ kwaku ɛhɔ deɛ mɛka sɛ ɛhɔ ti yie papapapapa na ne sɛnti ne sɛ ɛno a tam a ɛbɛka sɛ ɛyɛ aban a ɔte so yi atɔn asase no nsɛm no anyɛ yɛ dɛ nti anɔpa yi yɛbɔ aporɔ ɛbaeɛ sɛ yɛbɛhwɛ ɛnɔɔma a ɛkɔ so ha na yɛahyɛte record no ati mamufoɔ te sɛ nea wokaeɛ ne pɛpɛɛpɛ ɛyɛ 2007 Owu's family wey nkra ade kɔma a ɔmampani a no wɔte soɔ agyekunkufoɔ ɛsɛ wɔn kyɛfa ɛwɔ asase mu nti aban hwɛ na ɔmfɛ ma wɔn na ɛno ɛna aban egu so a wɔdi mu dwuma na Sophie Anto Ata a aban ne firi so ɛyɛ Professor Mills ɛba abɛtena so ɔne owura John Mahama ɛba abɛtena so saa ɛna aban kɔɔ so 2011 petition wɔn ama wɔn nso wɔgye nkrataa wɔhwehwɛ mu a wɔhunu sɛ 2013 ɔwɔ sɛ wɔde ɛyɛ Owu's family afamudi a wɔde ma wɔn nkaeɛ no aban wɔ ho ban na sɛdeɛ ɛbɛyɛ a ɛyɛ nsɛmmɔnedie sɛ ɛkɔba sɛ mpo obi di bɔne na asraafoɔ hwehwɛ no koraa wobɛhunu owura forest no mu ɛbɛyɛ deɛ ma apolisifoɔ ne asraafoɔ paa sɛ wɔbɛtumi akye saa nnipa no ɛno nti aban ɛdi baabi ɛdi ma ɛyɛ
ɔfɔre tɔbo abusuafoɔ mo a moba yɛ social media no so no afei na pictures no ɛne video no ayɛ krado enti sɛ wohwɛ yɛn a pictures a wohui ne video a wohui ɛyɛ Achimota forest ne ho aba asemi ɛhɔ na no pɛi yɛnsɛntwerɛ ne efori atagina na ɔto yɛn krade afiri ejofori ata wei no ɛyɛ baabi ɔmmɔ mpan na
wɔko sɛ ne di kan no hwɛ aseɛ na wobɛhu sɛ bɔɔla egu hɔ bebree ɛno yɛ ɛkwan no wɔ ofi abofunu hɔ no na de kɔ ɛyɛ twewuru ɛyɛ no ga hɔ ɛkwan no wɔ no ɛhɔ ana amanfoɔ ɛde ayɛ bɔɔla a wɔto ewura ɛde gu hɔ ana mfoni ne kɔ na mfitwi no wobɛhu baabi a wɔbɔ mpaeɛ ne adeɛ kɛsɛ kwan ne dade dɛm ade kɔ baabi a yɛayɛ nsu hɔ no ɛno ne ne ɛtɔ so mmienu akwaku ɛto aso no nti bisa na ɛkwan no wɔ no ɛna amanfoɔ ɛde ayɛ bɔɔla a ɔmoto bɔɔla adidi gu kwaku
enti wokɔ hɔ no nkurɔfoɔ asisi adan wɔ hɔ anaasɛ nkurɔfoɔ develope nsase ne baabi anaa
kwaku sɛnea ɛyɛtia no ɛnyɛ nokwale sɛ aban atɔn asase ɛde ama akwankoro bi ama wɔdi dwuma bi a baabi woba ha forest no ɛda hɔ a timamufoɔ dodoɔ no a wɔba ha bɔbɔ mpaeɛ ɛde hwɛ yi hɔ yɛ ɛpo anim no ɔmo gu so a dodoɔ no anam a ɔmo mekyɛ me baa no kora ebi mo ahyehyɛ mu nkundwa ne adeɛ kora a ɔmo ahyɛ mpaabɔ ase na wodu ɛyɛ baabi a ɔmo ba mpaabɔ no ɛkwan no so nifa so no ɛna eco park no ɔmo asi ɛyɛ ɔmo signboard wɔ hɔ a ɛkwan de da hɔ afa ɔkɔ mefa ɔkɔ nɛmɛti yɛ ne sɛ ɛhɔ no ɔmo pɛ sɛ ka ɔmo yɛ ne te sɛ ɛfua Sunderland Park ɛfua Sunderland Park te sɛ kyerɛ a etu kɔ ɛkɔkɔ di dwuma ahoroɔ no saa ɛna aban pɛ sɛ nka aha no ɔmo yɛ no na ɛno ɛhɔ sɛ mɛbɛtɔ dwa atimamufoɔ bi esi aban atɔn mi nhwehwɛ mu a nnɛma yɛ ne sɛ aban ntɔn bɛɛ afɛm a obi bi asɛ wɔn gye ɛsa sɛ aban kora si gyinaeɛ sɛ ɛyɛ bosom yɛ dɛ yɛ anim yɛbɛba abɛdua nnua edu hɔ a yɛbɛdua nnua awɔ man mu hyɛn kwan fo sɛ edu hɔ a nnua ahodoɔ a afi ɛyɛ forest no mu nyinaa no aban bɛdua asan de aboa ama ɛyɛ forest no ayɛ dɛ atu mpɔn woba nnua ahodoɔ akɛse a ɛwɔ mu nyinaa no kwaku mɛka sɛ ne nyinaa no afiri mu aka ɛyɛ nketewa nti aban hyehyɛ kwan fo sɛ aban ba abɛdua nnua no bi de aka ho ama forest no aba abɛdi mu kwaku.
Okay, ofori mami na wase enti abusuafo ya de MCR mesrɛ mo monya na momfa videos nyina mmra na yɛhwɛ eti baabi a nkrofo enkrochi a ɔmo yɛ human activities wɔ no ɛhɔ no ofori ata report sɛ ɛkɔ a enua kɛse no nyina afirim ti aka mfofo ɛna ɛwɔ hɔ because it's supposed to be a forest reserve enti yɛsrɛ mo moma be videos no mmra na etiefo ehu and the co-junior as a prophet evangelist junior ni and in watching live from Kingdom of Birmingham. Greetings to all Abuso kind workers, especially my father, Mr. Nyako, aka Osimpolo. Hashtag movement in the morning. Yeah, I say. Oh, hene kwesi achiampon kwa chen so share Facebook no same. Greetings to you and your listeners and viewers. I am Dominic Owahene of Ablekumanov constituency. I'll say with a security alert about terrorist attack on this country, I think it is the responsibility of us all to be very careful and alert the security agencies with the information they need anytime we suspect some group of people around. without our help, there is no way they can stop these people. And also Ediaba Abdul Karim, political speaker, as when Chizongo and also pay or share Facebook or they say the NDC and propaganda, they just want to do everything to make the government look bad. Thank God the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources has come out to clear the air. And also Ediaba Hayford Tete say the NDC will also lie to Ghanaians. They started their propaganda machine yesterday about the Achimota forest, but thank Lord, the Lands and Natural Resources Minister for exposing them. The opposition is empty. Hashtag movement is stronger than appetite. And Timpaton so far the bra. Okwa Facebook movement TV. Sorry, okwa Facebook movement TV. Movement TV o the bar. Yebehwe na anopay ya kinkan ediama. Ya on kransa so Atimota forest ne de aban enton na aban se enya ade a obeton da.
Banjo. Yes, sir. Ele banjo, au bela show. Ele banjo, akanuboye moya ele banjo, why go? The bread of life is Jesus Christ. Abolo, Walabolo, Jesus.
It's a movement stronger than appetite.
Abolo, Walabolo, Jesus. Wachamele ye mana, yengele nonya mekoi. Abolo ni chengwe ni bane kuni waye kuni waishi. Moni abolole eba ishi ke ya nano. Wachamele ye mana, yengele nonya mekoi. Abolo ni chengwe ni bane kuni waye kuni waishi. Moni abolole eba ishi ke ya nano. Inkabolo.
Enti abujan yeko enim na anopai se wo hwa the new crusading guide, the publisher, the custodian, the daily dispatch, the Bokrata no omunyina de chairman Kojo Boateng Adimai infoni dia to animum as or contested the Eastern Regional Chairmanship of the New Patriotic Party. Na Eastern Region ho ayeshipa ma mimowura ho kakra na mewi adwuma kase pa na wasantemantam na makwa kowie ho menkwa homa no so. Chairman Kojo Boateng Adimai, good morning.
Morning, Minia. Now, also.
Chairman Nyame adumo me ho ye na wo so e.
Nyame ga chen, pay.
Anopai
ya timon kan dia se na dia se da be mo twedi ampo
sa pepe anopai me hwe the Bokrata, the publisher enim, me hwe the New Crusading Guide, me hwe the Custodian, me hwe the Daily Dispatch and other newspapers are umfoni e da animum say Eastern Regional Chairman hopeful yedi kan minim sa oye chairman for New Dwaben North constituency. I work Empen 9. I was saying the dean of chairman at Eastern region. What resign?
Oh, the decline. I'm say there's been a questioner. Obi beside no need be a questioner. A decline back. But it's part of our constitutional mandate. The bringing an Isakonya Betoho. Now we party liba na. Open so to an more anymore. I couldn't beto party number home constitution among say who to me move up from the constituency to the region and now region to national. So long as time frame diama say was say ultimately teacher and among I couldn't hosa. Usually meaning say idea sequence and I say I say we draw more energy to one region from constituency and also ban region. It has been there and it is in the constitution since 92. From polling station. In fact, my constituency, there were a lot of polling stations for a woman organizer. We drive contest for constituency woman organizer from a process now.
Okay. All right. Minimum chairmanship or constituency. One of the constituencies in the Eastern region. Empo NPP for boycotting the parliamentary elections. No, and this NTM winning. A traditional constituency. Why a chairman 4 terms? I be the dean of chairman. And then I may who here say movie up the ladder. Now ube the regional chairman.
Me made that super. Let me say, Quincy Eastern region. Eastern region is one of the regions that it's one of the key to always MPP's victory. Say, Ashanti region there, me the general council paper you move to Ashanti region. Ashanti region there, you say, the mother of all parties. I said there, Oko Buta region. You say, oh dear. Vote no ano wedding kese wo ho na so mo so pomodin atusa na mo ni na awia the only place here to help the victory and as the man kunimidi aba na obetimi nyanke tinkiti free baby a 18 region and you know the statistics because when you try to pay we need time papa but question now be the most important kuma them is tusa na mo no because the pie is na the year 2024. In 2024, you need an experienced leadership from somebody. Why your constituency mwejuma? Na election ya ye wo Ghana hayina na. Minia, make your constituency. So if you know the constituency's problems, if you know the constituency's matters, if you can solve problems, if you can bring peace, if you can bring direction, if you can bring unity, and no many that is more. It's aggregation, you know, and the man region, because region now, but I said that knew how but constituency now more about with the aggregation of the constituency and the biggest the region. It is a leader or the constituency as say your constituency, Juma, you know my track record in the Eastern region. Juma Maye, apart from as a constituency officer, I have been also a strong player in the region. About 2020 elections, I was the chairman for internal relations for the party. I mobilized all the assemblymen. I mobilized all the deans of coordinators, all party officers. Put all of them together. And I had the year 2020 elections. Open constituency. Among others, I was one of the key people that will help others to first time in the history of MPP. From place, I contribute a lot. The candidate over there, he will tell you. At least but the number increasing what the friends are from place was enormous. And, you need to understand this year. I can tell you for the fact, the primary year region. Where there be no problems with the joint effort with my current chairman, Honorable Kisi, some of them offer baby to say AMA, Mantua Crosso, Ubisa MP, Ubisa chairman, or Obekachiro. We did a lot to make sure, say, at the end of the day, peace abaho, and they achieved the peace. And it's for one of my work that I did in the area. It is just a region, as many regional Juma. For the past 16 years, I can also 4 terms constituency chairman. What region? I was the one that I put the peaceful in the Kropong constituency and a Kunumwaju. We did it. I have the track record. And going to the 2024, no, it cannot be like 2020. 2024 elections must guided us by the year in the 2016 to fight the 2024, and you need an experienced hand. And you must try Marco Ebiasem. Let's put the record. My opponent and myself, he has been the secretary to the region. Let's put in the record and compare with his predecessor. Did he achieve a near predecessor? I the back. You didn't to me. You didn't to me in the year 2016. And you said, "Oh, can you now bomb?" It tells you, say, 2020, and we can't carry the same attitude. Yeah, the Aqua in the year 2024, which breaking the 8 year can didn't change every election cycle. Yeah, that is why I'm counting on the experience. I've served this party since I was a young boy from the age of 21, if I remember, in the year 1992. Mimi asa mi to kwa na mimi me ho officer. Say mi na mimi me fi na kwa ni 3
Tema oya branti o. Tema
the age of 53 years started from the year of number 21. Na me free Kufodia be assemblyman. Worked for the party. I was a organizer, youth organizer. Before the inception of a friend is a Buji Adankwa, na Bula Sport. We need only Kofodia very well.
Kofodia Bula Sport, Old State Junction.
Yes, na Bula Sport. I started Buji Adankwa. Na me a boss train. Station Kunya. Na do ni 24 years. Safu ma for Honorable Hackmanum. Omu be launchi Buji Adankwa Club. Bula Sport was the place, and we mounted the date. Then Penifono, over to Alpha. In Penifono, we have gone through the process. I've served this party very well. Now, from Honorable Hackman, I say, then I've gone through the process and I understand the philosophy and every difficulty in the party. You go through. The vocational now, that is what is going to guide me. If a radial madam not raging, eating raging for Eddie Eshem and Yam Semi made departing for the year 2024, the dynamics will change. We'll bring the people together. Because in Cabo in the year 2024.
Chairman, me got 2 questions. Now, a very important questions. Eastern region dynamics and you sit here. Koforidua aye dwaben at the center of the region. Meet me akane sa. Otu anihwa sura ko blog na wo hui. Ohwe ase ha se ya aye krobo blog ni. Na ha se ya kuapen blog no. Na wahwe aye achem no so aye kotokufo ni, aye buakwafo ni, bosumefo ni. Na nsa na nsahum kakra ne ade ni nyina ababa. Na so ohwe Eastern region na nsa na settler communities san wo these areas no aba. Ansana enti ebribia beto ababia bon se sani Ashanti region timima 70 any more than 70% no Eastern region entimima sa adien na wo beye anase wo plan any sign for the region to unite all these blocks na etimi achieve victory for the party.
Well, the meaning seminar na wakano such a homogeneous region, you know, ultima a skill and adebe otiase. You need to tap each area dynamics of economy. Inti we can say wadaroma na makers and matremu actually. We have identified all those, and you can use the same style at the Bayer wall jabbing and on at the Bekwakoye Ewo Krobo block. So what you say? Now the test of the matter is that in 2016, when I was me and I'm here before my current chairman, Honorable Kisi, I was his campaign manager. And I was the main player, and I'm saying main player, to work for the party for Nana Akufo-Addo. That time super delegate. And the name at the Baya they call 2016. And agenda you know. That is one thing we can also implement in the various areas. The first time that we won Upper Menya, Obekaya 2016.
Honorable Joti.
Duty, different dynamics, different personality. Ninginano, baby, I will turn a more qua, and come over no mudi, and nipa ben a woho, assemble na kokan some of them a patry. It's Ninginano, you need a leader who has time and analyze and making sure that at the end of the day, you know, obeti sa na mo no enye da ye koto aba enye da ye be ye election and now ka say system ye koye ye come ye koye ABCD wo ho it is a master game so tenacity na utu ho na mo nyima ni go ho a so utu ho na mo be bia afi ni fa okay to identify say aha ho na gina e beboa yen enkomo be ni ebedi ho na ne ko kasa chopa be ni e de ko assembly ne ko development be na wo ho it nya region no sanity.
All right.
In 2016, when we did it happened. Last year, about 2020, party, Nyamia about 2020. Now, the head of operation, the secretary of the region, you are always heading the region. Operations in the crowd. If you we hand over, your predecessor hand such numbers to you. Now, Nyamia Waduma, you want to development. Party yedi nkunimdia hyeyensa na region leader yeswa na so who call 2020 election na your record shows say our performance was not good, our performance was bad. How can we hand over the region to you again to go and do the 2024 a more din change the 2020 election?
Jamakujo, last question. And maybe so and mean say we some of the questions are yeah ne wo krum ne speculations ne allegations say wo krum so kwadwo boaten agman enipa edi kan yi omuti so regional chairman na onka ho me kai say abre me wo station ba kono last time I oba ho am ne ohia me ka kire o say mate say obekọ chairmanship no o kan say me ntwen but ebi e kan say oh onka ho yesi yede ne fi Jubilee House ene yede ne ba yedni fi Jubilee House and yedni ba me patcho hwan na de wo ba
masa enkomo amini udi say all the contestants they were Eastern region and they are filing as candidate because why and why serve why you adwuma region mu chen. This is a question that you have to ask. So omu kraji omu hudi ss omu ewo akonya so mu betu sa na mo with the experience that I have. How could you think that Obi and a better advice will be said Omra no man region? I'm asking you. So you see, me in politics, me say Obi a propaganda. Obi ni region mu has said at this hour. Me candidature ebe 13 or say or no there or no one edin ho eba begina. No de Obi en so na sin Obi en piano Obi en kanasem into no. Or no, dear, or Wakwenya so baby. I didn't think they said threatening because he knew the relationship at Chairman Kojo Boatin and work with the party for the grassroots. A Juma Minu my year, Chairman for all the various constituencies. Okay, I said Dean. It was I'm a coordinator for all. I have hosted Eastern region Chairman for Waha since 2016 with my own resources. Sometimes prior by me and my colleagues chairman for the crown, I have to look for resources. Not me the Emma air transport echo. A to the beer, ye to a barrier ukrumha. The secretary and the people are several times we requested to see the president. It took my intervention to get my colleagues in the region. Say ma papa ni trinkwa ofri a region. The first 4 years it didn't happen. When we have the secretary who is contesting as a regional chairman. And you know, or no so Wakwenya, it's a Jubilee House. No more some become why should a time is there any establishment to be a can to be a MP, not so our resources. Will be a MP, will be a say or say or no do piano on the no on your party nipana. Now if that is the case, say I don't want to run away from any fact say at the end of the sequence say party and our buying. Meboa. It is a party who are buying us are buying a 200 a party the penny woman decided say I fear ye kunu more din. Yan show be our experience. Near Nin Casa say obey me abijina. Then I can see him quite. But I want you to understand that I am standing as my own man with an experience that I have among all the candidates, even the only Jakra or chairman, from the chairmanship to the youth organizer. I am the most senior who has served in the region than any of them. In the house, could you be say, Obin a bit too full, as a chairman. na adwuma we say nim so betumi aya no ade bi na betu taafo no de nyo bi na etu ne po.
All right Chama anopai mame na wase na minim say akabe na dubi na election na banchi ne besi bia na besa di nkomachi
I was with the won come out kind ho na ye because who bibi wo mu ntimi ntimi question kra me bi say dey na hu wo me mu na obi say me say afia twemu ko na obi say me say Chairman I didn't know I'm raging just a question. How do you answer it?
I had the men SM bisa wonti ye sha wa chiru na so bisa me.
No, o question no bi ni adaru.
Ai.
O question no e na me gina so akabi.
Ai na me kan me bisa.
Who bisa Chairman. Now the region over who region. And I told the region. The question was Chairman over call region. And yes sir.
So that was the question.
Over call region. Some of the core regional. None of them say a dear because many regional rating who come on and I may
there be.
But the big can work come. You know, besides the Chairman, I feel over core region because you saw something in me that would you did it maybe at that time when the question now beside in the back of your mind. Me did the person now you said time and action. Say and a do papa. I will say you pigeon now of Obwa, no Koya Jumama region because in the year 2024, that's the experience has been here.
Chama me da se ibedi nkomo me da se pa abusunya ra kwajobu aten agiman former immediate part because we resign winning a year and he or contested as the regional chairman for NPP ewo Eastern region afi me dem go straight to Ashanti region here di hunko wadi nkomo anakofi nti amo atena se kwa me ba mensan so atena se ba si we say ne sitie chairmanship no Jeff Kunadu regional secretary any Kwajobu Atin Adjumanti a horse race and na ekoso home ofa vice chairman first vice now Francis Obeng any Richard Chumberima na second vice on the hwakwakoyire na amani say ankobeko regional chairman ba mehu say waba second vice Ebenezer Lawrence isi Michael Otiadu Frank Apia Nana Oten Ekufu Akoto ene Homenu Kofi Water omoye 6 ena eko second vice but mamen ko asantumante mumra hona djuma kese no ehun se endra ye be wie no kwame ba kan se what se MMDCs e wa asantumante mu no amumu majority declare support for Chairman Wontumi but I understand say enye support keke na mandra omoa ne party executives ni bi ena bo twi abra na Chairman Wontumi ko ka chen say Chairman kan kuma tu yam na de koto na kokko ni delegate fon kasa na ya be party office wo akwa file form no na ye de amount Honorable Benjamin Kingsley Kodua Pozo DC Section Central. Honorable, good morning.
Good morning, Aminia.
Me ba tona hona mutu saying.
Oh, about the Daruma or the say Biaboko.
You. Me ba to report I say majority of MMDCs a war asantumantemu. Mo any some party executives na mo file a form yera Chairman Wontumi no pato enokre.
Oh, the crap pepe.
Na enokre dia adenti na mutu sana mo na do be saying.
Yo, Aminia. The time I'm in here with you for no hefo. Na me fa and Siasu Kokra Magana Mampeni. Na the Banco Kufuado. And the bed Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. The Chagana Mampeni in a bed yesterday. Naja, me boss, Honorable Dan Butchi, and the three deputies in my Mamintia. After me Kusutakwa Mabitos, member of Parliament, and a pay for. Yatwa ba eyo mo chairman ene namtra na nanman fo honya binya anamotu etu ye ne tiawa sebe me puzu ebia unime ese unimia senya MPP abanya ene ba power ka meme no hwan se me ba be ye DC wo seche central yisuta sebe ke ye kan ho bi na so se MPP abanya e ba power na dan ko akufuado ohu bi pabi ewo mu eno so sadia na mo wasina na ja ma wo mitumi ketewa bi di ama no abre ho ase asoma desie ne nanan mo sida kwa ma be pos enti ba bia meko bia me de bia meka se e ka obi a wo mu aye se 2024 mu di ani mu boa Emma, you break the 8 MMDC issue. Send a man for any abroad more will be a pro organizer, youth organizer, chairman, the Adeno. Or the GCB, PDB. Now, she's a pet in the power. So, my opinion also can any other ledge, my bit in Yaya. Now, I bore a brabe. So, bet my crown about my power. One for and it's yen legitimacy to buy a 2 or Merimono. There be a 2 dear or Moji MPP. A see what pa. I have sentimental. And they are sentimental about to me. A democracy national election. Me margin, yes, a post and I say some K Dimwa, the person says MPP, yeah, MPP, a national election. See a bayi and pay for sentimental. Near 2 boys, you one more. Bet me abwa at the pet, you know, younger more votes. Our sentimental at the 2016 and 2021. Minia a bad. Also, a drew 2020 crown, the shed year not another than Kufu 1 year, or mine were being that. Because a being that. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah and Mlofu, John Hormo, Aquasi, Canning Norma, what they may in the business school by it, they're not in regions quality to call you. That's all share a catchy dear. Nanadu Banco Kufu the best way. At the time when another Banco Kufu the bay, do so, and a womb, and then I watch no my way womb. No, what Timmy didn't say in the person. First year, no or buy no but the free senior high school, the whole country. Like I know Quack, not me to me. Let's say I can pay Quack and no quantity. About 2020 election. Now, she do baby, so yeah, Ashanti region vote by Yank and Norman Beard. And she said, MMDC, and then 13.4, and the drone former, and the constituency executive members. Yet, Kaya who boom at the time I wound to me a bar. None yes, a time I wound to me 7, then who are fed into that pay a pen as in through. And your MPP, yes, MPP, yes, breaking the 8. CFOB, I'm going to be a name a 2024 election or sentiment and more. You eat the moon to listen to the Ashanti. A little the kind of boom said the falling tree, and in Bill, your name constituency executive members, and a petting pay for no more, one more dog petting in there, the name, Tamawood to Missy would save 2,000 beer. 2,000 you mean that one. Would save 10,000 credits can mean one. But maybe free say, petting about power. And I'm a baby, CBC. And she a may master the other set and some bois, the petting the breaking the 8. Let's say, DC, let's MPP to 1 more. My person may DC film me and son. That's a practical opposition. Then be the coverage is what become. When I'm a similar, sir, because yes, it's yes, Christo, a back. No, the catcher and suppose some person will break it 8 years. And yes, step down to DC. We are losing China. We papa mufia for Nina, I claim for. Papa of asking Dr. Shaker me bush. It me, when I'm having to know a cramuni. It is, sir, up with one cramumus, no Mohammed back, no Mohammed say. Told you so per se, MPP breaking the 8 year. Step down, what step down, MPP breaking the 8 year. Master, make catch of the 30 seconds. Major DC, dear MPP breaking the 8 year. Anytime I'm 2 years, and you know, say, yes, MPP breaking the 8 year. Anything the 2,000 and no more. And the BBI.
Not just the man who be a war, Chema won't to me, and Tina Mobet me, a 2,000 mui. A dear Mofo, sir, Chema won't to me, why and a strongcom. A dear Mofo, sir, or bet me a sign a strongcom. I'm a part in letting me break 8, no.
Your many of that. Chema won't to me, Nipa. 1 year, a snub of. And 1 year, Dankopon, now we use, and now we need Mohammed. It's meant to make us Chema won't to me by a chairman per a constituency regime in film channel. And from sure, 1 year be and from sure. Why? Now the GDS services, 4 class of Asian and Sanagri. yɛyɛ atwere dedi kan ɛte sɛ wokɔ wopɛ sɛ adeɛ bɛkye ama wakɔ program bi na adeɛ bɛkye ama wakɔ bi a wedding bi anaasɛ asɔre bi na bi a wowɔ ataadeɛ bi a ɛyɛ kama na ayɛ fii kakra bɛfiri sɛ ɛbɛyɛ papa sɛ wobɛsi ataadeɛ no a ayɛ fii no dan sɛ wote afei na wobɛkɔ sɔn na wakɔ akɔtɔ ataade material foforɔ na waba abɛtam mmerɛ wonim sɛ mmerɛ bɛwe dedi kan two mehyɛ nneɛma bebree politics ayɛ yi dunia adeɛ baako a meyɛhwɛ dedi kan din ɛto aba personality ɛto aba ahofama ɛto aba abiɛden ɛto aba sika ɛto aba na meka saa nneɛma na ho braseɛ ɛto aba dunia sɛ ma wontumi bra wabɔ ɛne deɛ nyame di no aduru no ebia nka yɛmu pi kora ne nyaa hɔ a nka dwe ne ahanta ne ahobaso a anka yɛbɛyɛ no kanya agoro nanso sɛ bia wo mmɛnkyerɛ ma wontumi sɛ wobɛn no a ɛna hu sɛ de osike two pɛɛkyi ne da n'akoma so a sɛ yɛmfa yɛ gyapadeɛ yɛmfa yɛ sika yɛmfa biribia mmoa pɛɛkyi no a ɛwɔ yi ɛha no ɛnuama menka asɛm baako ɛnkyerɛ ɛnɛ new studio hɔ no mo bie akraagye sɛ nkyɛe NDC-foɔ dodoɔ sɛn ɛna aba hɔ no mo aba abɛyɛ adeɛ
ebi kura ma hada
NDC-foɔ dodoɔ sɛn na aba hɔ asɛtana members
ebi nsi hada
sɛ last year 2020 election too yɛyɛ sɛ ma wontumi nti sɛ wokɔ akɔntɔmmra na ɔma wohunu adeɛ a aban ayɛ nana adedankɔ akufo ado aban ɔyɛ obi kura anim district na region a nana adedankɔ akufo ado ɛkyee yɛn sɛ region na ɔde bɛka no nua obi nim mfasodeɛ a ɛwɔ so de aboa mantemmɔfoɔ na no bi kɔ ahafo na sɛ wokɔ ahafo region na wokɔ wodura kodie na wokɔdura kodie na kɔhwɛ technical race bi a yɛsi no hɔ a ne nua no sɛ w'ani sɛ wokɔ western north na wofiri kakra bi na waduru sɛ wibɛkwae wokɔhwɛ school dan a yɛsi no hɔ a nyɛ agorɔ sɛ wofiri akɔntɔmmra so ɛkɔ debi so kɔhwɛ paa bi paa na n'adedankɔ akufo ado ɛyɛ no hɔ na bɛyɛ dɛ na me a mebɛsi nsuta mahu saa de de sɛ nyinaa nti sɛ ma wontumi bie FM station sɛ bie TV station a Ghana fɛ na nyinaa baabi a MP bia wɔ baabi a DC bia wɔ bia wɔno ɛbi wɔno asoma nipa na ɔmo ɔmokɔ na ɔmo akɔ akɔtwa project ɔmo ayɛ nyinaa nipa no ti studio hɔ no a ɔɔka no nipa no ti studio no a ɔɔka no na ɔsan ɛyi video no yɛyɛ deɛ nyɛ ndi fo green book yɛyɛ deɛ na aso yadeɛ na yɛ ne yadeɛ because ɔka no nyɛ ɔde w'ani ɛhwɛ ehu ɛnti saa na ka campaign ni nyinaa akɔ akɔyɛ free school na so kyɛ ma wotumi hu sɛ NDC foɔ ɛyɛ sɛ yɛka biribi a wɔte free school no ɛna ɔyi so strategy sɛ now ne nkurɔfoɔ te ɔmo mu eti wɔkɔ ɔkyerɛ a na wakyerɛ sɛ apamfam sɛ yɛyɛ free school no wopa me kurom bepɔ so a me ne gye bɔɔl hɔ team a me support yɛ kɔtɔkɔ me kaa paa sɛ sɛ kɔtɔkɔfoɔ kɔ akɔbɔ Africa Cup a bibia yɛsɛ wɔn kɔ Moloko yɛfrɛ paaki bi astroturf kyerɛ sɛ wɔn kɔ Moloko no kɔ yi di ɛkɔ tia so bɔɔl bɔ ɛgbɛ na ɛmɔfra wɔ me kɛkyerɛ bepɔ so ɛbɔ bɔɔl wɔ astroturf so kɔte aseɛ ɛbɛɛ deɛ na obi a ɔte sɔkɔbaeɛ no ɛsi kyɛn ma wotumi adaro ma wɔyi a na wɔde kyerɛ onye ɔte aseɛ yɛ kasa nneɛma wei sɛ nyinaa yɛte sentimental na NDC ni aba abɛkyɛ yɛyɛ di ehutum sɛ yɛpɛ baabi a NPP akoma wɔ paa ɛyɛ sentimental na yɛtaa sentimental na NDC yɛ nya kukuduro aba abɛkyɛ sentimental FM station so sɛ abawia yɛ kɔ akɔto yi obi bɛto ha ebi bɛto wai ebi ntu bi koraa na ɛba ne sɛ nsusu aso abrowa bi sɛ ɔnɛ sɛ mekɔ abatoɔ ne sɛnse mɛto half aba so sa half ni ɛkyerɛ nea me nankɔ saa sɛ mo sɛ wo si akeka bi obota lɔgye wo si akeka bi wɔ but bu san sɛ chairman wutumi bɛyɛ party chairman saa deɛ wei sɛ yɛte bo asantiment mu a de bia yɛto aba mo si so mo bo mbɛ fɔ ballot box wɔn bɛyɛ yɛyɛ saa bɛɛ 3 hours na ayedi obi wo nkalu kofi a aba wo ba be 20 wo ma no bi dia ba bia be bole pia no wo ma bi kai say we say sa no mo ya ne konso asantment ni who say because we voter register o ni ati e ti so sa no ma we nyina eni ba bi a chema wuntumi e ba ye no ni nkasa wo mo bi ka ba ni bi o mo be ye bi pa but chema wuntumi ama asantment ma MPP no aya akono hebi ni ama mencha asamtro na no ko western north the country of the western north for enya chema wuntumi a o mo pe na no ko afo the same thing mako bi the same thing ase ba ko me sa kan sha abawi aye ko akoto the country of asantment ene ebono ama fo hwe wo de ma no dasu mu aso o pa yankoto abawe nyire na chema wuntumi ne kwan bafo abroye wo mu ba ko lusu wan hwe be 2 months and one centralfo ebeta oh ready data eso bia busa hu se data me capital se kanya party na aga ye de mra na ye atuma ka me ma atwini mu no sa penfo mienu wei na se ka party ye se bia ye de bo ho ba nya so party no ye democracy na ye atuma eluti na ama na ye de abasa se anoma ye MPP problem ba kono no enoma NDC ni baye ade a sie du katia baye a NDC fo be bo mu se mama no MPP ni nya half MPP ni wanya half and so ye MPP for no a ye be condemn party o ye party adwuma edu ba bi o hia asofu edu ba bi o hia akonfo edu ba bi o hia limanfo edu ba bi a uhia mozamafo uhia omo tro na uhia omo so ani etin the two baby so sika so kanto ye do who chema wuntumi be a stop pass and national treasure what you want no first ama anti-man temu a chema wuntumi ntimi nkaka do aka kire no beka kizo be ma skanya mai nti wo de bomodi ya na pebi bi kakra ma nkofon fa ni adwuma what you say ye police station election ye electoral area coordinator ye constituency election chema wuntumi ni mu a wo de bu a party no e wa sentiment tem as a national fiscal makura like election no you bet me na said who was happening in this year the DNT na yes ya the catcher ya cafe health assistant yes indeed and no matter brave or my ya tie or more kan was I'm free say and yen cafe and some be a bi o free some so bi a e watch ma wuntumi ho no o mo keka na ye me matibi but me tibi ni we a the free say no ye enye nyina so enuti ayati ekare chama wuntumi fifo because yes ukro bi ko say o ekobu san say oja telefo pa bibi ti obi wo ho kwan say oja na ye na ba yes tire mu ode ma no wutini yes ko so kire say wutini nka say na ka pe say udi fo to amienu na wo oyere ma atoa ba ko nti yes oja no ana say dokro oyere ma dokro wa ma ante na nti yes oja no no ma edi ja wa de na nka wo bi ba na me say ma wuntumi nsemo a amanfo e de body tag no enka no ma yes ya di tu chema wuntumi o woni na nso but de wo chema wuntumi mu a wo ye e de boa MPP no e so tade e kuti MPP no na yesi we twemi bia me di party ya cha pa 1992 na me ya party chairman wo kro bia fo twa bibi ya bia kro ma all of college that person so what you here and my summa party chairman baba you police station chairman baba electoral coordinator baba deputy acting youth organizer baba society youth organizer nende na na di dan kwaku for the Dr. Mamudu Baumia and me akasa me papa mu ofa honorable Gabotu obanya mu gidie se me na brem ho ase na me mesun adisia was a chief Mrs. Sacha Central ya ikropo yesuta na so me kan say no ubusan say voter register MPP chairman din di say minimum ubusan say Western North MPP chairman din di say minimum ubusan say ayi Greater Accra minimum na so pankra ho aworo busa say MPP Ashanti region chairman identify. So be anka just chairman won't me. What you ask here?
Me aka na Matias ye pa na say ne odin ne ebo.
Yes, it's a short time number when you now yes here MMDC for. Yes, ya twimu no. Yes, you throw your support. Near the time will be out bia di boy ya ma ya ba begin 2024 because 2024 no ye nyina ya de hu gum gidigidi o me say sorry amina because yes you put the role free say ya akopim 2024 it is am na me no ka say gina me na mu me na eno mama grava gina me no kasa so it will be a wo ba also be pie yachi na fe ye kwa na hu say ekono 2024 no emu aye tin no eno na ekono anu aye tin eno ya say ye na me dia ye abawe aye ba beto no 2024 asase no 2024 asase and Ashanti region abawe aye ba beto it is make sure see about church same e dia kira manfo amo matin ye ya say so moto aba e ma chema wutu I say you make a cocoa to a bad mobi. Let your liver also perform one let you go.
I was saying, Honorable Benjamin Kingsley Kodua Pozo ena edi enkomo na ukọ seche mfimfini a na seche central no ene abankra chipeni wo hom efei nyawo kan anka beka se efie ba komunipa ena akonwa to ne yepre tiedi onuado ene kasade na ne obedi nkunum bia ne obelu sukra na obi aboa no afei de we dia ese kasantwi ne na ntitwa ne anim guase ye egu nkrofo ho fin no ne ade amode mo ya bankrat mpanifo politics no ankasa ye no fam ho na anka mo nka so ene de mo course na wo kan yi ede na obeka che ni pe yesa no
yo minia medase se obia follow chema wuntumi the campaign ya oya obia follow me pesi aso aba oba na mitijom bitie ensem a okai ene afutu a wode mai nya no nko a omusia before say ba be constituency election obusia all constituency officers nyina ene MMDC ene MPs nyina okukuma situru na yakoye no general secretary ba chema wuntumi kasa no afutu wode mai ya no si enhwese politics yakoye no constituency ana election yakoye no yankoye kasa twitwie ni ade because we are it has about campaign nipa no lose ya no be kan abata ho se bi sukura nipa na ka asam dia gunu ho fie no won so na ba we ni let us one more opponent no sukura message so chema wuntumi the campaign walk out won't be biada radio sukura won't be bia se akeka asam no ne be se but one no de na de ba kwa se so bia ka asem bi ne tia no on de wage so ye so ne yapani to ye den ya wo hopani ne de eso nye ye funu bienu de obage odibage asem papa ene de odibage asem bone ne me mafutuo nse eye abusuya akunya na ato me so mo ne tema wunt me pra ba nyina obia sefata omo amatiti omudin no obia sefata obi wo mo ano e former chairman wuntimi ka so obi abe constituency former chairman one sefata so be regional chairman so chairman wuntimi no ye constituency former chairman and obey regional chairman ma di nti obia sefata nanso no Bible see you wadi nyina kwan na nso nyina na fata se ye what ya say na ye hwe pempensu a ya duru ya ete se wabobọ na me nua obọ no ai obọ wabobọ no 90 minutes no bia se tutu and ya break me say strata obia no obobọ na 90 minutes wo Messi and Ronaldo team na ko strata no mu prai ya obesi ka obo what is some the one better there crab man at them sometimes o mu cranky mo bi to ampa ho me yakose what ya say so bia no ye footballer we coach now for ball a real quite flat up 50-50 now Messi and Ronaldo team a we can't tell so kwa collection it basere say the okay ya busia baako ema ene nyina akonya ato na ye MMDC ya de any constituency officers and ye campaign damage my wound to me. Yet ye chile the entire yes ye tuaba at the match my wound to me.
Honorable Secretary, so what share more fem on the party food in common and you say and sana menke subesinity as no one as a catch and sana betu sana muna say much fem more fem your own.
Many are from your papa now like my own to be bad in pursuits or my mini problem. Problem ma binya emi nyina ne se agamye DC se na ahwo bia na masre nyan memma ne aba wa bia wo ya office no mo akwa serve wo mo kama amame nti na no se regional chairman ba na mpanfo ba wutime hwa ne sa eseja ye pe bibi ma no mo kan mo no eti eba bia na mi se be serve wo no chairman nti ba no so da bia o mi ye meeting no a ye fesi no bi nyina anton sandidi ena me ma me driver ne bi ni aba akokoye na omkofa aduane na omfa nipa tu kan wo mu no ade bia me mo omkosa ewu no bi mini yakum dia mo pa ya nso machiche ma untumi dia o machi ora ati dia o mu ni no na kanya me ncha de obaye na ka eska me tu omuhu na ko omkra ba hade kata what we say tio ye ni o me hu obi bia okoto abanso asa na meka obi okoto ababia oni ho man ho because who koyi ni pan aba ati say ewie ni ati koyi Fabella no we na I pan as no real send a form of work this is me pose and because it's such a 50 months so me consulta me ko kwa man me ko atonsu me ko chebi me ko brem me ko banana me ko chokose me ko njaya sanka safi even Korea was such a 50 months more so ma want to be a year or a year too because bread is a moment to me nti ade no so o mo na say ni fa no no mo pa no Pozo beka che tintina dabi ka no kwa re che ma wutu ni ma anto no nti sama fo so pe no kora no a ye mfa ne mba nti ye ka fo ma minua ye nyi yi ye kan ada fo me ye papa but ye ma ye so tirimu nye ye nka se fo me ye
right
ye ma ye tirimu ye de se fo me ya ko pen se na me be ya adom a afi ye ba to aba no awie no na afi na nkunibie ana aba abaye ansana enyina ya bum dia sedame otweda mponyankopon
medase honorable enyame emama hoden eso ye won kran den pa bo tachi bibia be fa
ada be bamba be fra
ye be twen pa abusia honorable Benjamin Kingsley Kodua Pozo DC ewo Secretary Central ena ye na di enkomo movement in the morning me patrol live on want to me radio 95.9 any movement TV enti misraw okwa ubetimi ahye na wa like na do comment enso so aba na akenka dia manopai yenua kwabena usu kwabena usu wo ye a senior partner of the Akrasi project only Akrasi project convener kwaku abaja pintin me tiamo anopai na megiri se mo ho eye anopai minchia menua Kofi Sika anopai Kofi michia na ho tsen Kofi Sika anopai uchiem Kofi Sika of Kofi Sika clothing o ebri Kofi anopai michia pa megiri se ho enso so eye enti abusua nia ewo ho no yebekọ na yahwe kwame me maate na watu ukru masem epoe mantem wati ni efiri hoba
oh ya ti bebre kwaku
watu ohu
ya ti bi pa
asemu see second vice position di nipa nson ensia sisi ya
yes
nti nipa nsia and so yi omo free ho no mo a the next position so nipa do so ye youth organizer omo so ye nsia
na onu se ba ku fi
odan omo ne we he okay Adamu Raha ene eye idini Isaac Abika ho Agoku Isaac Asante ene Alfred I believe Awachi ene Aaron Donko ene fi okay na feri ki Kwajiagri ene bafo Adjumansa akode ti omo ye ni pensia se imo eden jeri ose epoku ene Reverend Jo Achampon ene fi Ahmed Yusuf so de a churso organizer ho ena eno so ababetu de nti ne ekoso no asantimantem so hon so ena yekokodi nkomunti ese ndra MMDCs no ane party executives na ne profile mo se chairman kra nyan ne campaign kra ma omo abedi se adwuma na ma no anti covid amo anso abekensa covid good morning.
Good morning Minia.
Na hunam boko de
I don't know yan tekremada bodwe mu de yebeka se yede nyakopon ase
na central so so mo hoso tsen
central no so yuguso we chairmanship na this year nipa 3
nipa miensa
the incumbent chairman Robert Kutin Jr. And Yenia Alfred George Kodio Thompson and Joseph Kwabena Esibu I did college man nipa miensa na yo muti o chairman
okay
and first vice and so ye nipa and 9 Percy Dennis Kweku Theophilus Efum Ham and Cecilia Kofi and Joseph Kedonko then you got second vice and so nipa miensa the incumbent Kingsley Kakari Bonzi and Michael Mensa and then Nana Ama Briefy and secretary so nipa mienu Richard Chimensi in your tiso and Armstrong assistant secretary so nipa 9 Kwakunya Kunkumsin Miaminia Charles Kwadodum and Emmanuel Odro Ansa and Noah Osea Sanso treasurer so nipa 9 Faustina Ba Francis Asare Michael Chamatin and Akwasi Eyi Akwa organizer so nipa mienu Anthony Kwesi Saki and Francis Eje Kudonko women organizer miensa Nuaba Charlotte Joantri the incumbent no and Sarah Afo and Agnes Ousu youth organizer one of the abedao because I youth organizer and the corporate organizer and Samuel Enobe Bedu and it can Kwansa and Eko Nasara so Abubakar Usman Omiamiensa Jagaba King Safiano and Ahmed Siba Adams the central region which ye na saying na central region so Eko
Mate Kwame
Baku chia etifu anope
I have chairman wanya afali de
wa fire anope omo covert no yes
enema mu edion
nti no ye di enchiama tiefo oni ahwefo anope di say ye beda o mase so far things are good feedback no
great one
as the branding for one to me movement in the morning and the radio no I think say was so nti ye di asida be mamu nyina we champion producer we be we na hwehwe dey ya
ahunde ono pe eni nipa o ahwehwe no so na pampam
na obeso owura ba bia won kran hanso onto no buase asa
onto ne buo hu ende ka chen
kwaku ye di chiama chema wutumi na minim Ashanti isi minim ba bia men starting fee so men fa Eastern region asa
ai beti o de fa ye fa Ashanti mra
okay men fa Ashanti region I think say en command pe wadi no fa emudo na utie openia okaseya you could see from afar, you could feel it from afar. Say the people are with the people's chairman. This is a representative of the president, His Excellency the Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, Omampeni, the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. Na utie nsamo openi eka ebo boswa. Utim se oye form nipa. Utie ni kasa no a utim se oyobi a o form or been formed as a DC. Meaning say DC is so omo caucus in every region. Na caucus no ekoye say womo ka bom edi djuma sonkon bebre e de boa aban no any party no ne oman nyina because they represent all the people in the districts or municipalities as it is in the Ashanti region. Na some openi kan no dodo na no ekojina say certain qualities bia indeed leadership a conkain no unibia in fact ebe hadwe hwe ya obubo niama kese be nice so but never be two or say politics goes with humility and money na or say o cheche ma wontumi sebi na japade mu be 1,000 times okra or so onu DC no o men ho hwe still the chairman is humble. Kumiji say ebebi enwumre bi ni eginase ha any chairman na enkofo bi twamu na wo mu di twi eba chairman enchen ewase ha enom say chairman wontumi ni say you omo you omo nika you omo fe. Nti I think that these are the qualities the chairman ebeko. Now was also I can say Ashanti region remains the heart of the New Patriotic Party. Yes, there is no doubt about it. There is no doubt about it. And of course, if these people are speaking from the innermost of their hearts, if you Ashanti region, we are part and parcel of the chairman's campaign. Now feedback now, the campaign is moving steadily. You did our chairman. Me gidi bebre se senia openino DC no Benjamin Kingsley Kodua sechere DC no eka no o see 2024 elections, general elections are ebeko no. It is going to be one of the most difficult elections Ghana ha yebeko. Na ni nyina no ekokosi se the two leading parties in this country, the NPP and the NDC, Yenina Yako at par at this moment. We've served in government before. Now we are to tell Ghanaians, say, Samoma yemfio ne beka ho a, and she we are, and nam ye party no so, enti abano, ye betrim, ye betoa so, ye beko yenim, na ede emfasudia e womu nyina ede abre Ghana for. And uti we are at a very critical point. Na ekwan penso ne ebefa so a ye betwa sa 8-year circle no. It's going to depend on the people, the officers ya shasi a ye yi wo mo. You starting from polling station, ye ba constituency electoral area coordinators, constituency for bi ayi. Say ye core region memo information say veti ni bi ashasi some of the regional aspirants no echo. These are the people who will spearhead. They will lead the attack for the New Patriotic Party as far as the 2024 elections are concerned. Mesre se party ni bia no pay otienka na uwo ahufama uwo odo edema New Patriotic Party. This is not the time to undermine the work of the party in the sense that election wenya. No, this is not the time. This is the time to show maturity. Senior Mampeni Kufuor, the past president of Ghana, or say, if you want to test your emotional intelligence as far as politics is concerned, kuna we a politician we win election pain and also we lose election so pain. Now, if you ask me, the reasons are a woman is say, so we need election akwaku ya wo euphoria bia a di winning election. Now, your winning no can undermine your vision by way of unnecessary and unwarranted jubilation, happiness, show of power and all these things. A bit me undermine even your immediate vision away winning our baba yeno. Sansona uluzu elections wa it tests the innermost part of your temperament. Emma usu ene ubain se politician edi pa when you lose an election. And so very often we tout our president, His Excellency the President, say on several occasions uluzu elections no. Oshe papa in dimina. Oshe kwen ofaso the latest of which we aftermath won the 2016 elections. Osha statement Apape after the Supreme Court verdict. It went to inform Ghanaians to say, yes, this is a mature politician. After all that Ghanaians took His Excellency through, you're rejecting severally. You're rejecting severally during elections. You know, Papa no never at any point exhibited any kind of behavior. Ekokochere say, ebia oye tutreni ebia oye basabasani eni ade nti kwaku ye kama ye nuanom a ene wo move to leadership positions in the party no say ekwan ya ye befa so a nyame ya adoma ye be win 2024 elections, of which I'm very certain about it because of the hope and trust Ghana for war in the party. Say this is a party a etimeden hihye eba eyi Ghana for fi ahoyehia mu. This is a party a etimi eboa ehwe se Ghana for enkan the youth, the elderly, everybody in this country is always affected by the positive impact and policies of the New Patriotic Party. Kwaku, ufye biemwa, the DCE highlighted clearly, say, Obia, anase ni padodo na yakwa kope regional position no, dodo na serve the party in various capacities. He quickly added, say, and no nchese chema won't to mean kwa nebetimi aye adwuma no in the region. But baby aye do no, the dynamics in the Ashanti regional politics, or can say, wait, it is said the a general election and kasa in the Ashanti region. The interests are high. Obia any break and no any ahwodin any ahukeka kwaku omo edibeko 2024 election.
In fact, I say senior wa okobobo World Cup na do final.
Yes.
Na you do extra time.
Yes.
Now say o Ronaldo o meyi na frim.
Yes.
Me o Messi o meyi na frim.
Yes.
Na how na all the neighbor be so go no.
In fact, it's a clear analysis.
It will be a bit me abo.
Of course.
But you do critical moment here certain players on bit me as you go.
Yes.
And of course honor tema to me the fete sa position no bit me this edwuma no.
You see, kwaku enye yemfa dako and build this character of individuals are a poly crowd. In Ghana, we have a few of them. A nipa, a Pierre, a dom di omechi.
In fact, now no me ba hey na this 4-year program bi ho.
Yes.
Odu ho musi ni kwan.
Yes.
NDC for Odu ho mu the Rolls Royce na no musi kwan no.
Yes.
And the more bonds and mo dia be say 30 minutes kwan san no mo man kwan ma na iden.
Yes.
Etwa mu dia ba ha si.
Enti ebe stress say party for no emfa wo makoma omo gidie omo re nyina nhye chairman mu. Na me wo gidie say the chairman will not fail us at this critical point. Because 2024 election, those of us who are interested in the research aspect and of course how Enyama are trendy within the circles in the look, we need people who it will not be difficult to get out the votes. Do you remember we had a quote like that? To get out the votes.
Yeah.
We need people, people should ordinarily, out of free will, decide, say, Chairman Intino, we are moving on to go and vote. Now, yema this record, and yet that of a keenly interested one, as far as the party is concerned. Intino, ye tie Chairman won't to be a cheap at all cost. Na ye can't sakeke, Papa Ninsanu Numa de be in terms of supporting, assisting young people and all manner of people in the region. Chairman Woon to me is capable. He is able to do it. The DC also mentioned say, enye Ashanti region kwa Papa to me bowra any region at all. Meaning very well, hafo bono any nasifo oti western north. And he said quickly, kwa kumedima no ebewi and say, Sawoba regions are aka aside Ashanti region. Kwa ku the DC mentioned say, ono onim even voter regional MPP chairman ni din. Greater Accra regional chairman onim ni din. Oti ase?
Yeah.
Ebia Western North regional chairman onim ni din, but cause these places are ono onim no udu ho Greater Accra ha. Ubisa say who is the chairman for the MPP in Ashanti regional? Obianim. Oti ase? And so this goes to tell say the chairman is clearly cut for the job. And this is not the time. And what's a copy prayer who come making changes via Minia and Fanfaso Biamre party. No? And so we are pleading with all and sundry, all stakeholders in the Ashanti region and the party from national, those who have interests, those who are clamoring for their choice persons.
Kwame mami kakremnana meno emewie. Openi Kweku Atasapon, a member of the Ashanti Region Elections Committee. Openi, good morning.
Good morning.
Me pato na hunem boko die.
Christo Adom or their chain.
Ye de Nyankopon asem. Pato sa ye deputy organizer e wa Santimantema party ni meboa.
Me pato ane.
You. Ye da se wagie so no pese oni be din komo we ye Movement TV ene Wontumi radio e wo enkran. Na wadaroma wo eyi endra ana mu bie kwan to wo se obi a pese be fa krata bia mfamra no mutumu. Pato enipa dodo san ɛna ɛtumi de nkratade aba.
Yo, menu a memfa kwanya we so na menchia watiefo na menma this information. About the Omnisem deputy regional organizer and our structure na the elections committee nanka deputy regional organizer enka. But your research and elections officer no echo contest.
Okay.
In the basa on misa to me say or elections committee member. And the regional executive committee not na and now omuyi me say me act as regional research and elections officer. In the by that position into a man requirement me a member of the elections committee and intina me was no. But my position part me the elections committee no see deputy regional organizer.
All right. That's in the Sanchez Mono.
And Nami ya do my be nomination on Sunday to say the neck a kind. And now ye de buy we Enra. Now before then elections committee no issue. Now issue and the senior mayor Doma Enra no a bono numa and ye de buy we name a bema grace period of 1 hour. Now Miniana say in BBC. Ebo no 9 a pound semadia 9 a dunum means so started seto. A tosa abo be 5:14 and so on tea. TV and nipa bako at the buy and also no banning so tona yaje. TV no nipa mako 38 and are filing nomination for various positions. And this Oba chairmanship na yo nipa 5. Oba first vice I will nipa 3. Oba second vice
but I will say chairmanship was Ashanti region nipa saying
nipa 5.
5.
Yes.
Where you saw bet me a boy and why?
Yera Bernard and Tribuasi Akon, aka Chama Wuntumi. Yera Sarabedi Akon Robert. Yera Kwamana Usu Edumi. Yera Odenoho Kwaku Apia. And I hear a Kofi Adum Bewa.
Hey.
And the part 5. And a first vice in the part 3. And a second vice in the part 6. And a second vice in the part 7. Sorry. And a secretary in the part 2. Assistant secretary in the part 4. Treasurer in the part 4. Organizer on the post in part 1. Women's organizer NIPA 3, youth organizer NIPA 8, and a Nasara coordinator NIPA 1. You can numbers in Aboma NIPA 38 and a filing nominations and
for 10 positions.
For 10 positions.
What's you for organizer? What you're saying?
NIPA 8.
8.
Yes.
And second vice and so what you're saying 6 and 7.
Second vice and also a NIPA 7.
Wow.
Oh, but I said no, so striking average about 3.8, about 4 people per position, which is normal.
Nasara no on the post. It's in region so the same thing. Nasara so be and contest nipa no. Okay. And it's nipa so far candidate amanyani.
Yes. We prospective candidate. I feel no more vetting.
Okay.
Na that no yani bi on be aso ade bode hu befa
na mo vet ni e da ben
nyame aduma 9 o'clock ya committee ni shia vet no be start watch na any Friday committee ni shia na ya allocate time e dey ama candidate bi any time obeba no vetting tv a ebe issue press release timenya mo number e issue amema copy.
All right. But betimi aka say sisia problem bi ani ho and obi form ne anye na obi anya form ne sa ne mane nyina elections committee ne mun face challenge bi asa
nza Ashanti region sa de twam ho ache e twam da and a national party no so kra bon ho modern form no national bread 25 pieces na national de buy no out of 38 no only one person per and a befa form no way and say obi aka bia printing in the online obi a printing in the online nti nyame adum obi a 100 phone and obi a data and a printing house also been be a fee. And this one year and now 1 person be, but it needs a problem. The 50 electoral area coordinator elections a basic constituency. So a shortage of forms denial of people picking forms in Ashanti region. Yeah, report from a biada Bakukra.
Okay. Openi, you better say na ebuma baso so far edwuma maye.
Na kakra meka say eno committee to aspirant ni nyina afo. Say obiama ne campaign ahunte. Na ene say enye MPP ne NDC na enya. MPP ne MPP na enya. Nti ene say because of position a open to ukosai obi so ya kronfo ana waji bibi aboso ana wa ese na ochina uwini na akọpẹ kronfo ni vote a wo ye den yebisa omnafe obi esre ndi de ekoba ya na say ya tu omofo na ya de asonzo so etoto form be make sure say ya demra o party no nyina be ye adwuma ama the heart of the party no ho ate ya Ashanti region ki bi elections no na obi no bi contesting kra na solution na omunye enemies na ombetimi akam ho abom aye adwuma together for the party to win the election 2024. Many amedase.
Openi also yada ase papa pa Nyankopon insha abusua openi a yetini kan eye ora Kwaku Atasapon, member of the Ashanti Regional Elections Committee and deputy regional organizer ena mate ninkan haye wuntumi 95.9 haso ye movement TV na movement in the morning ena waso egusu awuti midin edi Kwaku Dawuru mate kwa me banka mami doctor anso abedu bat mami mi kona na kofinti amwanchen na miya mako Dr. Frank Banon so enchen na yende di nkomo kwa me me the data ya be manage ho pa
Kwaku me catch you say bia be
oh yeah data ya be die
yeah bia be
manage ho me bompa say nyi say ya
Kwaku me just briefly see some of the aspirants they aspire for future prospects.
Oh yeah data na band there
yeah ebi mo ba say o obi o ho a
o de ne ho betro ho
o pese o de ne ho twitwi chairman kakra na o chena bi o ka say oh chairman apel so kra me ye den
me ne wuntumi kura contest ye
me da say
okay me dey am number ni maintain ni say ya ke bebu apa Kofi internal party elections.
That's when your personal interest will data on second.
Oh, they be said data no manage home.
All of a sudden
because all of a sudden
paying to some sort of
nani
na say na sorry nipa ba ko na eko say energy sem.
Okay.
Ananya energy sem.
Eastern region so sa ba
ko pe na eko. Energy sem.
Na onim say national Eastern no ye ne na eko regional youth elections in 2014.
Okay. A youth organizer Sinipa 7. Say energy sem. Na onya chairmanship Sinipa 5. Say no see energy sem. Govi anameboa.
But me now as na mentia ya TF4 ne ya shofo another pay. Especially Kwaku amwanka sana mo management for opportunity amodema ya bibia say ye medwendwen Ghana kan ne Ghana ye yo ho. Ye da mase na mentia mi colleague in studio hanso and anopay. Ana no pastor na nya better sa.
Kobi anopa sorry
enya better sir
ya say be 15 years ni
boy there me get to a point to ground me the bike in about because I me share me traffic from Kaso
how dear
come in I ended up employing a friend my colleague back when no Kaso na matran bike so ni nyina ye MPP ho do ne Ghana man ho do I think say yen so dey able to me I contribute to that development and I go so yeah. There will regional elections are next week, next 2 weeks. I think say me bought the new Patriotic Party executive sabaso. Mean to me any John Boadu Enfrimu, the chairman himself, Blay, Omabo Jumason, Oshe, Yenhoboa, Yensisha, right from the polling stations. The Babesi constituency, your coordinators. So far, so good. Ya tumia to aba across Ghana ayasumdua wentwi akra ba mu no a little percentage bia ya bebo MPP mpanifo abaso ni abo yenya party for including individual various delegates in the constituency executives ni nyina abaso matumi ahye mo so na ye nyina adimo abedrum pempen so ye say ye ko regional election ade ba kwa mani age ho ne say the oppositions and answer other parties, you know, prior to your primaries, you know, mo face MPP as a home ya home farmer and ya home cano ever form. It's an say and true being near one of the munti. But I feel ye buru more ye dira polling station coordinators constituency ya regional. Almost in nipa through the number of people and a nipa na air contest na. Almost say, say near no madrin your mono and yes, Anna etie. Because a home farmer individuals need a room. Over numbers are ever, me bomb central regional numbers a trail. Chairman, a nipa 4. Now when numbers ni individual crisis you now share on capabilities are na person mo be shepherd ni mu assume from the polling station level. Me throw doctors are even applied for polling station executives are you will be marveled. But the treasure yenya wa ratio mu say yen Ghana for no you will gidie bi say the Sheni Patriotic Party echi din na ye bona chi domo a eno ne party e betumi aboa ama Ghana fa ntema pa afura eno na ama sa nipa domo nyina do mo ho aye wuramu a ye dey strengthen the base of the party no se ne be ya ne pompon so no betumi asisi ho ye eti mesre se ne de bia be kan wa ha no the various regional election committees mona they say adwumadie no edamabam the constitution of our party and mpanifo ayimu say the various regions no mona montra no na monyen hyehyɛ ye bema ye party no elections aye kono at various regions no ebeye asomdue ne di kan ne say mo nkoye kataso mu aso bi ebema mente me ho ase bi asori omuma omo hyehyɛ no mu enda ho ye nyina eye party for so nipa no timi ko vetting wa ye party ni mapa na some party na ye miemu na nipa dodo na ye party executives na ewo akonya so omoto aba no enkoyi ne omope de bia me kan say mayen nipa kakra bi no enko choose leaders e ma nipa dodo no na mum yen dane no the other way round ye ma nipa dodo no en choose leaders e ma yen nyina yenko because ye yisa panifo ni wi a ye nipa dodo no ene kopta o machi na o ma ye sa adwuma no na ye ankran ne ko tachire ne ko select obi for ye personal interest wi a e be ye den si e be si for me aton sa nipa no ana ni sa nipa no anante ayadwuma nti the election committee no e wasodie sonko a wo say ye sere wo mo hu ni say ye efie abusua e processing common ye da sha wo nsa yemfa ni die ni mudi ene obuo emma all the aspirants vet na omo ba yemma obi akonya pepepepepepe enye sha e di begu ho yemma obi akonya pepepepepe na nipa ne komu wie na bia da ho fine no primu fia ono abegye de say me koye me delegates anase omo tumi so omo de tumi ma me na amfa ma me nti o se me san kokoya dwumaden se ne be ya dachi bi no se me san beduru ho a ebeye ebeboa yie pa eno be ma abotoye mu aba na ye nya wantwi bebre hwie be next 2 weeks ebe san betra ha no na yetimi aye all the regions we are eya basobode na edema party no any those election committees no adwuma soronko a omadi ama party no o de no to nchen so a aspirant no so any almost supporters no so yesre so far so good yen said anti intem atemdidie ne entro bi na se for yen said hu no so far ye be sere yen to aso saa ye hu se eye abusua akonwa na ato ena nuafo ye pre trenia obetumi aye proof onso ne waye ene ne aye tuma wa obetumi aye ye nyina aditum de bia me kasa there is a time going to election 2024 and as ye prepare ye fie kura na ye hu botaye there in 2024 ye see pese ye ne bi nsi da o man Ghana mu since 1992 amanyoko bi ani hu a watumi atra 2 times akọ 3 ene ye de see ani se ne ye pese ye be ye nie na ne me den se unu obi akasa me be na no chama bo atin kasa obi ajutu mu se enye bayira aberwajo enye adwuma ya no tra na betra radio ni TV ne form aka na tra but adwuma den na adwuma so a wose ye bo e di wa form e marshal support ansa na ye betumi amasa dae so no abam se sa na ye nyina adi tumudi a o kopre o chairmanship o kopre original secretary a kire ne obetumi aye ma ye hu ahoden ene pompon so obetumi de party no atusa anamo no atamdidie kasatwi emwa ni ewie nso a ye nyina sa be kabom ni obedi nkunim wo obedi ntwe wo beta na chi na nia Ghana fo hwehwe se the new patriotic party omo gidie esan anamo a yatu eniema omo hu efiri yen party no emra ye bedi aban so nti no gidie bi aba no yatumi asa anya sa support no asa de nioma pa ene hye pa aba so both ends no ye nyina ewo asodiye ewo se ye diso na ma bibia ekoso dodge na bibia ekoso fefefe across all the regions. See, this is what I will employ every one of us yentusa na more way na acha a week or two no ye betena sia na enkonimdie enhye ya ye di good form na 2024 ya fa yentuma pa efra.
Medase Nana Kofi Intiamwa a member of the NPP communication team. Na Dr. Frank Bano atanse o economist me kono home na majo no so adwinche so far process no regional elections. Doc, good morning.
Good morning, Daru.
Bacho na honemu e.
Nyanko pandum na unzu e.
Oba de adum enso ye ho ye pa. Ya no pay ye pem soko.
Eyo. Mi senga kanga kra. Ya da so ne adwuma wo boy mi se nyina. Ya makra ye follow ntini ye de ya ho de ta wa chintini ye cause say obeyiro ho na wabo adwuma pa. Se wuni mo de ntino. Obetumi su atoto bibia kama sane otene ma wo ye na ntini mi se nkranhye na ye de be ma se kwoswa na yiro ho na ye ne ye wo ye na nyina ye ta wo chi. Yo me da se em se wo kan regional elections em se me bra panie me se waka bebre ntino nsem na me kan se waka ni nyina na me se me de keto a me de beso so aye ade ba ko pe te se ne okan no we internal elections we nya elections e be kan se bia two opposing parties are more opposing ideas or ideology and a more corporate munyina mo kopre we MPP dia nti munyina mo kopre because we free say wo na obetumi ama MPP akonanim the ruling party nti na wo say wo kopre positions. Let me say in most cases na say prebebre no nia na yehu ni say instead say obi be say fa penindie mamia enka obeka ne onu obetumi aye no na entesa afi kodru baabi na akoyese ene dewro ne ti akunye esu no ntino se me pese me ntu dewro mfra akunye esu dia ne o se me ntwitwa dewro na ntiri nti ade dewro nye ya me se waye asema won kan ya me se waka baabi a se bi oni 90 a hoda me si ase sia no wo sori afi ho no moko nti eno no nioma most of times no se ya na ye ya na edi ensem bebre eba enko other world emaye ebie mu nso na ehoso na yesaba besi yentomagu fin asensen abonten mfanse nneoma bi atwam ni nneoma bi a obroni be kan se enka wedie enka private conversation anka ensem bi wo hanka ye kan kokoam ye nyina anim se wiase ete ho no de obi a bopo batepo bu ebo no kokoam ye nyina ye bo of American government CIA omu nyina ye enam di bro bi ba be peninti no na afi kokoam po bi a ye bo ye no afi no de ba be tudwa se ne be ya ebegu ebi a memi hu fi ana se bi de wure hu fi na amafa ka se sa ene me nkotoma ni pass mesi nti de meka kosi se imprebebre no especially those who are now coming to contest the incumbents no omo na memeka sa asemi amomo ni titrupa but the kobo omo so ete akonwa so sesie ni nyina but obronika na se wo fa case studies na dodo na majority na ye omo be pre omo tia akonwa no sana asemete we say ni obe pre akonwa ne de memenka se wa ye pepepe nipa bia wo ne nenso na nipa bia so no betumi aye bibia kasa wo ye the 100% which is not true. Even machine cry one error between 5 and 10% error margin of error. And how much more nipa nyankopon abono na nso bibre wono ho Nti no human beings deɛ yɛnyɛ perfect. Nti deɛ me mesra ne sɛ wɔn a wɔbɛ pray ɛne wɔn a ɔte akonnwa so nyinaa no the campaign anaasɛ wɔn ntobo a wɔbɔ no should be issue based. Kan yɛ wo free sɛ obetumi ayɛ. ɛna wo cancel it is based on your track record ɛne yɛde gyegye wo. Ɛnyɛ sɛ afei na wo ba bɛtena wo sɛ wo mfa ma me metumi ayɛ without any track record. Ɛno deɛ deadly.
Tuba wo sɛ nneɛma yɛ nie.
Bɛnie ɛte sɛ ne yɛdawuro yɛte hɛ na wo say oh metumi host morning show te sɛ me mete yi me sɛ metumi host morning show. Me abisa say opanyi na wayɛ adwuma wɔ radio station da. Mesi Dabi, but metumi ayɛ dawuro te hɔ na wo chinchim fidie ne nko ade. Mesi metumi chinchim. But maybe you come and say that me say okay, we say 15 good years and all refer to wo experience in radio seminar wo kan yo. And yes I was around no pakeke. That was my understanding.
Yes, and no na make.
So na 0 years in radio no ma ba betra say once they rotate chira wo chinchimi there oh so we opia course o metumi aye mo mfa ma me eno ne ade a me mesre say eye won a wokoto aba no e wo say they should be very critical about it. No more taken into consideration because politics there is nothing like try and error. Yeah, who be paying, especially sabri yeah, especially when you are in power and you want to retain power. There is nothing like a try and error. You can't have that so opposition can have but also when you mean same because my lose. But once you have power, you have people who have consolidated power for you ne to me so me ye the obi kai matra makwe say me sorry say ebeye ya dabi a big gamble and it's a very high risk say untumi enteki ntimi de kakra me meka fa delegates ne ene wona okoto aba ne mpanyifo behwe hu nyina no so ne say transparency so ade a key na enkoba se obi benya menase po anase menase keka bia nkoka se oh na yesisimi ebu okra na se bi obekomu no na nka enya no kre yensisi no emi say elections there most of times no enipa to be ready who say oh adena me say nkoyi ene memfa propaganda bi ntum so ene dawuro ne opanyi kura ahye katase no mu wia me nti kura na bia se manwi ni dia na je so asana me kan ye no e dawuro ne opanyi so eno so ne ya de ba ko a e was mesre se we akoye internal politics ne de yen try as much as possible me de bia me kan say at the end of the day no say wo pray no say wo be wini a ana say ye toma na say wo be ye candifo at the regional level na say ni pakuo na wo twitwa wo nantri wo say wo no wo be hina wo munyina input. Election is won by numbers. Entino campaign ho tie say the opinion kan na no na me mesre na biem so wona wo hwa abato no so no transparency e very key na ye any titru pass a campaign message no any campaign period no me say ni was a course ye competence based and experience based campaign kire ye ne watumi aye de na waye da na de na metumi aye de ato aso na nkoye se o afi na maba nti no na se opanyi aye na me de metumi aye na se wi aye no de se na me kan na me simre bi na me ka se mi se na sorry na me preach na me ka se mi se uhu obi e fanse bi o emesini anase wo ye bi a carpenter ni no office ade a anase electrician kra no ya ade a na wo tenchen aka se me de ma ko university nti metumi aye wo de ma ne mfa ha ma ne dadoa ne ma wo hwe dadoa keke na ade bo wo no betumi abo no be tent wo hwe wo wie kra na wo nsa nyina wa paapai no se wo hu nti eno ma bi wo ho a experience very very critical and our human relations so very very critical in politics se wo hu enipa otumi pulling numbers in politics nti especially a ruling party in a stronghold there so wo yi leaders regional leaders politics is about numbers to send you na woman example be no me pese me kom but woman very nice scenario people who can even attract people across the other divide to come on board you know those are the kind of people you lead at that level we free say about necessarily about brofo So it is good. Yes, okay, bro. Oh, bro, fine. But then at the end of the day, no kind of bro now. What does it bring to the table? That is very critical.
Now, doctor, a party you might bro from there.
Open your senate.
Any panel call from Kotrabano. Do send a camera.
Open your senate.
Yes, a minister been a woko DNA say a idia near council be a kusia international a partners be near dear na. I know cry a fat translators.
So me that say oh yeah and at that level no so a grassroots mobilization. So especially Ashanti region, one of the regions by year Juma Hoda. In fact, I worked in the Ashanti region from 2014 to 2016. I mean, yeah, Juma wa man cran. So now me yeah, Juma ma international Jubilee near to Tuesday. So I've been to a lot of the hinterlands in Ashanti region, and I know how the people relate to people over there. Say okwa na se nipa ni hu sa say we there oni ye ne ebehwe aboma wo boa. Forget about it. Me say there were so many times ana ye kwa at that level na me workers, me workers, me staff. But I was the leader, man as a coordinator, and you know, me na me managing. And to do baby, now boys, no cry, no montima say, the number and say me quiet after do baby, me study independent who say no. They want or ma ask or move say, wait the no, or say, send your life, you live here. And to do baby, a quiet. Now me you could do her, Miss Monto Docono, e will crumo man, phone be. Namun Chimoko, Namunto Sadi, me and I to whom they be over BS. Sa period be as 4 years na me adwuma sa na me anything be feel the bia o mo na ye aduane na ye nsagum ni edi enti he ada mo be feel say me je adwuma ne say no mo frɛ no mo you see the moment o mo benya obi o mo fi so we die won me yes e book asam no obeye na emu mo te ase se ne ya bra botie no
e kan pa yi a party no nipa e be kan e ko fam na o kasa party for Ethiopia party for the netieze book
David.
And you say na hairdresser, Baba Jama or a lawyer, hairdresser na Gina Kunya. Na ese kofo obi a onim book. Oni ba na see.
Obelu see. So, entino obroni kan say ye ne ehia ansa na ye ne fata. Entino de me mesre ne say empanyifo a wo mo na ekodi animu ne won a wo mo nim de o mo to bi yeye no. De me kan ne say munye ne ehia ansa na maye ne fata. Na munyi nkofo a omo betumi pulling numbers no amamo because numbers ne there in politics and in African politics in Ghanaian politics ne there you can't do away without it.
Look, me da say nya okan sinansen sorry aba so for ba no be kanya mi asema me ni pa sacha no na okambrofo you know and Jesus this and owie na fe obeje correction there and to so dudu no mu nyina na laso e wa che no ase otwi na obeka nyame sam na enipa beti the call duty na ya friend so meye no na o kabrofo avo wie na obeji correction dia dwasofo ma bojaboja ndia fe do beka twi we anya wa nyi twa yi asem me da se doc kwaku am akose chema wontumi say chema wontumi ye NDC nightmare si chema wontumi and trust nana prince wontumi is good for MPP in Ashanti region and the NDC is afraid of him. And today, George Ansa say, I'm enjoying your morning show on Facebook. Me wo achem asafo George Ansa George yeda say. Sami Dankwa say wontumi radio. Eye she wa shaman. Sami yate ebedi hu djuma why me sro pampacho Martin de kwa na aka che technicians na mai. Paul say so the fi dini okay Paulo say or the fi Kaswa American Town Kenke factory and also the boss say the good people of Ghana is telling former President Mahama to keep quiet and enjoy good economy from Nanado because we saw how bad he ruled Ghana. Greetings to Nana Kofinti Amwa, the communication director, and lovely Akosua, deputy organizer. And Pakofi say, yes, I the communication director. Oba welcome na to me. Fina makamaka. Kwaku Chinubu Akodia, and so say or hear from UK. So Tiane Ba Amata Kwaku Yedase. Musa Abato Kumase or say the government. Okay, Musa Bedase. And we also say your friend omnipotent success. Or say good morning, the room. You are doing a great work. Bravo to you and your crew. Hashtag DNB 2024. Inshallah, I am inside Medina New Road. Rolling Circle. Andy Cole Jr. Or say prophet evangelist. I don't know prophet or evangelist. That's also watching live from Kingdom of Birmingham. Greetings to Aboso kind workers, especially my dad. Mr. Nyako, aka Osimpolo, hashtag movement in the morning. One, it has here for 30 how can the NDC start the process of releasing portions of the Achimota forest to the owners in 2009 and turn around to blame the Kufado's government and to no society eba and pay no or here champion yensa kan message Francis Edu yensa kan munyina message Opo Collins Opoku say good morning Dawru, your motivation message this morning was super and touching, thank you, may the good Lord bless you and bless your day. Eda say and you call Facebook Movement TV on Facebook odo message ba e be kind of ma kwame ma men samra home yes Achimota forest Moton. Me who are there no on social media, baby. I say, hey,
yes.
I think
that it's been dealt with, but before that, no. More information on pay say, sports minister of Egypt, Cairo,
Egypt, okay,
attending to the World Anti-Doping Agency conference, and he's also going to talk about Ghana's preparation for the 13th African Games next year. Ewa Ghana ha nti kwaku mfa mo honjim
nse sisi ade all no de ma yi afrim nti enye all African Games bi na mo African Games.
Yes,
okay
yes. Nti no Ghana is going to host the rest of Africa.
Na hu say aduma ekoso Legon Sports Stadium hodin
papa and of course the Olympic stadium almost Obotema very standard. Okay. His Excellency the President.
But no be ready and sana games na so na.
Very ready.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
yeah,
it's a beautiful 50,000 capacity stadium. Eventually, it's going to be turned into a university for sports.
Okay.
Now, in collaboration with the Winneba Sports College, under the ministry. Because Honorable Minister Ewa Cairo, only Dr. Free in a choir.
Dr. Free, a Greek minister na?
No, MP. Okay. I think if you say
okay, Doctor Nana you are free.
Nana you are free.
I'm saying the honey year the mehe.
Yes.
Kaya.
Yeah, but if you say one of the key towns in that area, but you have a minister Basso for the onerous duty are performing on behalf of the state. Kwaku Achimota Forest. In fact, I been Sembebre since yesterday. Now, what transit it looks as if say, and then no. Enko anti enking kind and some enko down. In General Eugene Ahin at the office of the president at the a picture be to ni social media war now if your picture no a boy dance room and the tip of a bono war on the surface but a bono as soon a consumer so what I'm saying so some amanfo nya story and omo TV bia omo hwe asoro no nko a no matiasi krom chese eyi omo ho nti omo beko afa ensuo no mu ahu se bo no se eso no no mahu ade krokro e hye bo na se no
we die mame mbusa John baby a obu o se oso ne kaya beko kaya woro na atade o se kaya se oso
so nti yabesha manfo I think the details are out since the information minister, Honorable Kojo Ponkruma, Miankasa Minua of Fansha be member of parliament, issue a very powerful. Indeed, the Lands and Forestry minister has also spoken. Now, as I'm not anything, this matter started under John Mahama.
In fact, it started under John Kufuor.
2007. But the idea behind giving the peripherals to the family, I mean, John Mahama assented to it completely. Now, the forest at Tuho for so many years. And yet, there is a purpose for the forest. And in this case, and yet even the entirety of the forest, you cap peripheral now, they belonging to the family. What you see? And I'm also told that it is going to be used for a purpose any forest environment echo. I mean that is what is in the we say in the public knowledge say and yes be the whole no e be kwa koye bibi a be affect the ecosystem around the forest. No, okay, that is not the now one more aso mu din say ye ton Achimota forest no anye bia no obi ebetimi anya ntiase say in the first place why did we keep the Achimota forest up to this moment? The minister is saying that indeed there are plans to ensure, say, on my examples, Utu Kwanko Amanone, even within Africa, London, US, any other, there were parks be naturally designated for such serene environments, nature, and so on and so forth. What you say? And definitely there is a purpose for the Achimota forest. Say ne enna abia and that's why it doesn't mean say it will be there forever for with no purpose. There be the state in which Achimota forest is in now, no, and yes, all the time. Definitely, there's going to be redesigning and so on and so forth to suit the purpose of nature and of modern times. Until say Ghana 40 and 70 beer, yeah, and more reading Siabonting and Temtemsa. The facts are clear. The papers are there. You can go further to probe. If you think that you are so concerned that the laws are there, test the laws as far as these reserves and executive instrument are His Excellency and so Ayahwejuma, and of course the overall vision of the Lands and Forestry Ministry no obi ohonuma ni fie ni mukro nteme no and so Achimota sem bai we huresi forest ni mu den oh say it ono akasa na fuo kra no ontime nye and so asem no bai no all because of politics wati bibi on tiase no wati asim no wo kan bi and said the John Mahama akoka say national service for omuntu omokai na omo janse na wo time no national and some be o am ma papa no kan bi
deputy Nkrofoko no deputy ministers at 2013 former president Mahama science di nyina no so ma social media so almost so can see a ton Achimota forest. And I was like, now the more ben no man can because because conclusion about me yes to be moved.
And crata e ba bonte mo ho ade
afa de mo na moto ade
yes enti no ye besre say o man no ye nyina ye dia. But sometimes when people are speaking, if you don't have knowledge about the subject matter, my brother, keep quiet.
You see, Yanope who say like Dogbedi to Facebook say, you see, my camera say about after 10 years and on the refi on Kai. Meanwhile, I'm not a minister for or take committee. Yes, I mean, who move a call me, I see us in the refi 10 years.
No, by all means. You see, Entino, Ayana Ebebua said people should refresh their minds.
And John Abudina Ponomufa, a crack and not since I'm Muslim fan come on the refi. Fan command non kind no me can't Ghana for say
that can never be true. I mean you see I mean intellectual dishonesty will chrome
too much school ben na omo moto here hasting slowly no. I think say yeah school na wardan a hectare international school a wardan omo moto ni hasting slowly.
Okay.
Yes.
Asembanya botre. Men rush it. When you don't have the full details.
Yes. We should always hasten slowly on so many things.
Okay. Where quotation from Larry Dogu, you're saying
very good.
In the Achimota land matter, the NDC's Mike Hammer says his memory on the issue has significantly faded after 10 years.
This is funny.
It's a serious embarrassment to the
NDC.
As a fraternity, as a party,
and an indictment of the person himself.
And another society, and the NDC should apologize to Ghanaians for the intellectual dishonesty and for deceiving their own party members. No, but you see,
why? No, but seriously, contract was signing in 10 years. Was in the rate, the person in the salary as him, and they said. Ni school now okwe ni nyina sebi on faso ni because ade ni teacher kire no about 20 years into one kai bibi anti such a person doesn't need to come closer to anything related to education as if say 10 years ni rate to me afidia na ade ye kire no university about 20-30 years ago. No, I mean such a person doesn't and you guys say your manage to maybe office be akra mani hold Ghana bi
I think said Dr. Bawumia.
No, it's serious. Statement. It's very serious. No. Then he has to go back to university and refresh because remedials because 10 years in ref here. 40
years ago, 20 years ago.
15 years.
Na remedial no the other synonym for me I yes to interesting refresher.
Yeah.
What was it?
Refresh.
Universities have refresher courses. Eboa adults who have been away from studies for a long time to realign themselves to the modern learning environment. What was it? Enti yebese say enkan pepe mu a. In fact, I'm calling on the NDC to issue an apology immediately for deceiving Ghanaians, for the intellectual dishonesty, for their lack of focus the omakase omoye as a party. Enti party a bibia ombeti bia no meti esi abonten. Bibia bet without facts, with no figures, just politics. That is all that the NDC knows how to do in this country. Meanwhile, you've had the opportunity. You have had the opportunity. Did they even ever think of a project ankasa we know reserve no ebetimi aye edi abeboa Ghana for ana. These people have been in this country and you see, in fact, may his soul rest in peace, former President Jerry John Rawlings. No wonder motiti papa ono akofa ne party ba na fe mo age party na fe papa ne se mama ne papa no ene oni ho ena hwede muguso a mo ye party. I'm telling you, if His Excellency the former president was alive, I am very certain saying kasem way and Kobeka home bibi. So it's embarrassing. The intellectuals in the NDC should be ashamed of themselves at this moment for always running to town with false news, false prophecies, and doom sayings every time. And
Ramitie, I'm so honorable Al Hassan Suhini, one of the network. And the NDC minority in parliament will not support anything. Okay, me sure say by now, cooking can win by now.
Oh, they are always making mistakes, and Ghana should come to terms with the fact that are these the alternative?
Oh, say ni omo pan sembe ma bendi bonti asemba kura na je say nya butro
research. Debbie,
Ejapaya former finance minister so beside their bay. Ejapaya kura ma mihu former ATK. Now former president Eba Bontin, we will resist or oppose Ejapa with one.
Yes.
Me Ejapaya kura mra.
Yes.
They share the change.
Na unsa na etie.
Na unim say few days ago I can about the fact that Papa no arrogating himself the leadership of the NDC. Also I can say the NDC can have another candidate.
I mean, who's sorry, no.
Very good. Now, I think there is a signal, seriously.
Yeah, that is what's pushing
within the party.
Yes,
and I know John Mahama Assembly a beba bontia a canu biano. Now, what pair ways and means I can be
responding.
Yes, to douse the kind of ABR misinformation in their own party. And the man is in trouble. I mean, seriously, I can assure you, say, within the party, no, and Ghana 4 should now sit to look at this party, which is doing everything possible to come back to power with this kind of misinformation. And this is how it ran through the presidency of John Mahama. Everything was chaos. Everything. Bibia. Misinformation to the last end. Nothing was working. Take, for instance, a decision they took to reverse the years of passport expiration from 10 to 5 years. What was the sense in it? What was the justification? His Excellency Baye, people who use these documents appreciate this decision. Thinking. Say, after all, what is it? Say, me could have passport 10 years. The only time ABA me renew and I say yes, I'm a booklet and so I'm going for a new booklet. Sanyama we nyina nkofo we omo ntombo ase ntrase. Eno aso mo sorry a. Enti wo hwe matters a driving policy direction. They are not just there.
And that is not even environmental friendly because a paper now printing.
Yes.
So every 5 years you keep printing new papers.
Yes.
When at the same time you keep talking about mitigating climate change.
And yes, sustainable.
You know, so
yes.
anyway,
they've shown on several fronts they have failed. I mean, this country they failed on several fronts. I can go on and on and on about the incompetencies of the NDC. We are talking about policy. Mati Asem about a forest reserve. First of all, you don't even they just don't understand. Ultimately, kwankwa brochena wakwatra reserve bina and no many ade. Me can be behind this from berries and no my way saying na okumo. Omo berry omunyina. I'm telling you, omo berry omunyina. Until they don't understand even the facts forest they don't even the omontias here. Yes, because the fact is it is a reserve. But ask yourself, say, for how long is it going to be a reserve? It takes a government with a vision to decide, say, you per se ye de economy say, you per se ye de economy say, now after all, you see Jubilee House, but almost in Kukubu. Did they ever have the mind to say we could have His Excellency the former President J. Kufuor could ever think of collaborating with the Indians to build this facility for us?
Last year,
and they first benefited from the Jubilee House.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Almost anything. New regions here, create here, His Excellency, equipping them, any they never thought about it. It was not part of their thinking. A policy here, in fact, one of the things are almost my president, actually sign here up to now. Me transit who send this for me a man before the election of MMDCs. Nana, it was going to be a legacy of the president. It was going to be a legacy of the president. Say, municipal, metropolitan chief executives, Ghana Fuanka say to drive local development. And of course, for me, I have a lot of interest in local governance. We talk about ways and means the local communities and Kasabetimi are driving one development. Of course, with support from central government. But that everything should be centered at the local levels. Now, process akoso, referendum yi akoso, ekoso, musiye yantiasiye. Just because someone they were not involved. Now, Omino as a tree, as a banechi, on a path to progress in this nature. They do not have any plan. They don't have any understanding about ecosystems. They don't even know what it is. They don't even know. People who have also fallen to these lies and deceit, this is not how it is. Leadership issue statements. His Excellency, the President, the Minister for Lands, Information Ministry, all stakeholders, intellectuals, learned people in this country appreciate the fact that indeed it was just the peripherals for the family. And indeed, the projects are Ebekoso around the peripherals, is in sync with the policies, the ecosystem, and I say eco tourism, and then the Beko. All right. Medimanu besi na afenso mabo the sector minister number so for promptly coming out to diffuse.
Where do you my idea? Someone transient ama for 3 days. O my idea pa wo nyina po ebo na baso. Na na go finti amwa achimota.
Kwaku. My main statue of baby amenia and I think say the new patriotic party and another go forward abai. Say bibi was see the rapid response from Yenia Abujinapo. Ministers MMDCs in Somusia. Almost share the way within a twinkling of a few hours, issues, aye din, na aye easy, na omunsia, ye best and my young communicate to Juma, and I better I can say, I am right. Nancy, I better honor the be my information after Yabubuya and Fiabubuya, you nothing after that, you better be defended. Meanwhile, so now, none of Cranon so high you walk. It is a first thing I bet my senior free idea we mono, Yenya Abujinapo, I never see me far so a bonnet on any office for Abaso because what do you say? Oh, very good staffs. This will start your social media, and I know how busy in the schedule. And you need a good staffs around you are. Yes, a very difficult. Until you be Nabaso ye pa na makogana ya how back was I say a deeping kakra a crack more. First nanke media for nanka ye kwaku. And you say what your own count. Me no sign kakra. Armchair journalism. Or the studio akra ha ya no katamala sem no or pese na sem ye de nti or kan se ne original tamale wa incident na si. Meanwhile, not ten studio one cry here on call with truck to tune your magumu to the point there as a original hobby. And I yet do who
from Obi social media handle. I will face any penny a big man. In fact, I saw one person at Trust Asamina, a whole big station. I don't want to mention the name. I picked the news high chair and it was all over. Send the person is in any source.
Video bi na social media me so hu ya na Ewrabi ka Daniel Ko Jatabu mu no na o ka ho asem na wo hu ya hu na se na osika asem na ase ogina ho na ya Daniel ba Jatabu mu na se na Jata ni gina ho ya Daniel ne ba ye ne Nyankopon ka Jata yi se na Jata mu ntimi fama no nka no na Daniel gina ho na
that has been our problem for all these years. Yeah, bomb yes, yeah, because we're pushing media no na at me a free home. Then baby I be do CS Osunuza side of ho apachim. Mo anka mo ye an institution kwa be do say mo dey anka research and I am hold back and I say mo benchmark no. After the must shift and am so ma begina baby a face ye pesi ye free ono ma begina mu and am so mo tugum me ka ye nua Kofi Bentel Imani Ghana na sia na Kojo Thompson esep enso be ka asem fa military ho a ono anim guase o san be pa cho say onya no wrong okay me twa ntro say omampani na nado ne emma
eno ye Mensa Thompson
yes Mensa Thompson
asep
omampani na nado ne emma afat Ghana plane di na mabruchi ko shopping non teda ohun ne hu bibia da nso at this caliber me ko choro to ho emma media houses for the story and who nim guase or chicken out of efe no ko pa cho na Kofi Benton so what to sana me hu one Koku ba ko junior and interaction na Koku ba ko trying to ping him say onya information no afede asem o kan say open information ya onyanti e wo so twantro tum na no kra ne ba na enyame wanwa so free Imani say ebeto odwa say the whole Africa ye pese CSO sa omun hwehwemu sika sem ho eye opaque na omu ka ho opaque chese ye ntumi hu kwa mo fa yes ka no mo yuska but mo de mutumi ke pese mo ka obi de
mo nya transparent
Bible kura ka se pese obi yi obi ani ase mfra hwe na you would ye first
nka me hwehwe ade no kura na
but omu de ndie hu zo me statement wo hu zo mo kasa wo and you didn't taken out so ma ko disika o mampani dada John Dramani Mahama o so ma suombo sa fe de Imani subsidiary angle of NDCO utwen wa on tiase na omu gu such an institution my establishment no animase editwi efom na ye koya na ye bae ye o man yi anase ye yam pesemi nkuminya mi botom be ye denti ehwo adwuma na ye I think Zenkakra they have been exposed. Nansinya ne eka as o man nyina everybody was discussing. Gay some. What is some kabi?
There be.
It went on to even that led say omunyo music free gay institutions that were bruchide.
Omuntu minka.
Omano
Ghana ha civil society bia ne ho no
omano dum na entro ketasese eniema faso ni so ebe bo mind there. No mudi anim. To mind ye na mo pe. And I say more individual selfish interest and the money eje ho. So you Kofi Benton we good when him say a lawyer. Anka wo de for nothing at all o profession ma won say ehwehwemu ene research de nke hallmark and say na wakasa because o profession no ansa na wabi wa no akasa na mu disa na mo we so hide behind social media rush put up news force with that na to jemwa mu wi ana mo de mo ma aseda mu sa mu educate o mo sa mo meye dachi akandifo na ohwe usu no ban a no nso ahwe o man Ghana dachi uwie nkoblemu obia no blemu ho se nkwala a wotete yen no role models a wo training wo mo no isu ni ban ni so for now no kweno abetodwa
all right kovi me da asema me komra mame kodo komra na me ne wi a e ba behwe national security minister issue alert bi ene nia ekoso nkranza ya tse nipa baako endra police 422 enipa nkron epra na baako nso awu aka boy no nti we adwira amfa nsua se benyansa na we nso asan abanti endro ma tututu enipa baako awu na nipa nkron enso itu akomo epra ntime ba na ye no de afiri ho ebrebe ma ebe hwese bitimi ama tiefo semadu bia na mo so abem dog Achimotan sensem.
Say me start Achimotan sensem. Let me say the meeting ka and then my personal observation. Kakra at least for me longer stay I will have me who say let me say we have a generation let me say Mr. Ramicon. But I'm seeing say we have a generation let me say when it comes to say I can kind say yen read beyond the headlines me say yempe eya be yen chiwade and aseme ameke nya for obi be kan so o mo man ko so da bi nya o mo man ko school and e kan ya yesi yakọ school ni nyina me say we have become fans of headlines, especially when we see sensationalism, sensational headlines. Oh, ne a pick it, then we run into town. Because honestly, the entire Mameka Sane say, and yes, say, Yabeye a generation, and I say, youth, yempe akenkaya. Enka, asemi ayeka hu asemino, and I'll make reference. On January 3rd, 2018, Daily Graphic, a whole episode on an article on this Achimota forest and ecotourism. 3rd January 2018, and the story was written by Seth J. Bokpe. If I get his name wrong, me. He is the editor of that story. Now, how the whole ecotourism issue started, when it was actually the deal was signed and the sword cutting actually took place somewhere late of 2016. So, Intimino, not for the minister to even come out at all. Because yesterday a friend called me, or Teas, and another friend me. In fact, the friend is not in Ghana. A friend say, "Men who are similar net to say, I'm so." And I had this story. They said, "I'm so." As somewhere you don't even need the minister, the sector minister, to come out and debunk it, because the story is there already. Just a little Google, just Google Achimota Eco Tourist Center, and that's something related to that, and everything will pop out. So, until like people are saying, yes, it's good the minister came on, but frankly, say you see a pack and kind, and we are ready to read beyond headlines. And kind information near penny in our home when government actually entered into the agreement with what ICANN Capital, a Ghanaian owned capital, that $1.2 billion deal. So, redevelop the Achimota forest. In fact, not the Achimota forest, but even a portion of it to become an eco-tourist center.
Family, no?
Yes. To become an eco-tourist center, because government doesn't have the money. Now, operating for 10 years to recoup their investment. Now, we are buying and taking over. And we have to even come to sit on radio and talk about it. Because I didn't think I make us me more example be there. South Africa or mine back when it comes to tourism, parks and gardens in Africa won't mean you a film. In fact, I live in Johannesburg. When you come to Johannesburg, there is park almost all drive for BS 15 to 20 minutes and you meet a big park, recreation artificial dams and name. I'm telling you, there are some that are even open gyms there. These are things some of us use freely. My developer. Now let me tell you something. South Africa, in terms of parks, Nkwano, is worth $730 $26 million just as at 2016. Now every year they attract not less than 7 million tourists, and they spend close to 180 million annually in managing their parks. And this is something that the government of Ghana doesn't have the finance and the means to do. And to all things being equal, the government has to engage the services of a private developer to come in, more or less build and operate, recoup his investment, and government takes over. And can we say this is a classical case, and can we say previous governments are in starting from former President Kofo, ABC, the late President Atta Mills, Ebefa, former President John Dramani Mahama, ABC, current President, or Senkebo Munyina Baso, for coming up with such an innovative idea. But what do we see? We live in a country be politics. When we don't even understand the issue as bare, we still try to do politics with it. That is what we are left to do. Now, what are the details? Now, the details, and they say Osha Kakum Forest. It was once a forest reserve. Then, there was this same year that was released, and Kakum Forest became a park for tourists, to attract tourists. That redevelopment of Kakum. Ebaye, Ushe Mole, if I'm getting the name right, forgive me. What is happening to Achimotan? Nothing different. The fact say an eco-tourist center does not mean that in fact, the fact say an eco-tourism say in years who are maintaining maintaining almost 1 million trees in addition to what we have, because an eco-tourist center has the capabilities to be mitigating climate change. So I'm saying as a so we the greeners are mitigating climate change. If you want to man, the target and say ye developing in such a way set to say the mechanic there will be artificial dams. Say a more crying anywhere. You bet to me anya a more no be meka a year endangered species a more to say a wild animal beefy baby ababegu or sebia a zebras. Look, that is what we talk about, an ecotourism. When you go to Cape Town, and I've lived in Cape Town. Say oko omo ecotourism center unia, you marvel. Even snakes in ya keep you more, and they are being maintained. They can't harm people. A man for ba omubihu. In fact, yesterday one of my friends called me in Ghana here, say or Singapore or nene yere. Ecotourism omo aye within Singapore. Or nene yere call you know. Or man to impo and 20 before half no more 20 they spend close to $1,000 $1,000 US, and I'm sure he's listening to me on Facebook. He called me yesterday and told me this.
Just about half.
Just about so man to me plan 20. They spent almost $1,000 US. So, and you know, say Ushama the economic benefits, you know, and the environmental benefits, you know, immense. Assuming say this 1.2 billion development, you know, on board. Again, and so no, the target is to attract over 600,000 visitors annually within West Africa. Say Omobeba Ghana because of this ecotourism park. We and also few are the target is to also create 4,000 jobs. And yet the construction stage. Then you know employment as some you can and 2,500 direct jobs. So, and they say, where the economic benefits, and the situation of the Achimota forest now, and I know if I saw about 2 years ago, we could train more, and me say, we be because me say, empire na yabo, if I might be wrong or right. So, me say, investors are coming in to transform the place, not even the place, a portion of the place. Now, at the end of the day, no, a baby, a minu, to say adana me catch obi say Ghana ha wo akra ha no bi ka so challenge ya so wan ko share ni pano e be a restaurant you don't have any other alternate means to meet the person, but in other jurisdictions say me catch say oh deuro yensia e parks automatically the nearest park in the
restaurant no de mo a mako kakra yi ana mo am for cost sport jom na ko meet ma bruse sram ampo o de make
no you see. a serious issue.
Who sell a
now one who quotation of the amount. Oh, Bible Hanka crying and friend you on Nachimota.
Okay. A serious issue, the rule. And yeah, can a sano. So, and to be mesre, the mechanism mesre say. Ye million Ghana for. Say, Asamoba, ye nyabotre. Let's not be quick to jump onto issues. Abra ya ye ni musa, we don't have the full facts. And a beer moon soon, they make a chat to an Mr. Lawyer, but me wrap him to me wrap up. They make a chat on ye. Yeni a ye dear who say ya co school a yenimu dino. Mess reminianum, the so called elites, no. Ye mu be the encounter, but more who almost only elites, and the encounter, because then the papa mu child, then the quite break it through. We can never see ourselves as the so called elites. But man, they are from rich family, no, the movie say, or Mona Ghana, you're more than a banyansa. Omune nimu Ghana no. Your best from saying in a school na near core that invest na near core the same professor saying I try idea. This is not how we were taught in the university. At the higher degree level, this is not how we were taught. Because at that level, as a researcher, you are taught say as someone let's own cross checking with about 4 or 5 sources. You don't even need to write anything on it. And how much more the so-called elites are said the woman and Nyansa will chrome ya papa no mucha benno ya mammo a phone dear or ye Nimunyansa and ye school the young cobino. Yes, Rewomo. They should live up to their bill and said they are so-called elites as they call themselves. So because you see the problem in this town is say and me say and conformity to chrome here who say me say because they went to certain schools and you know the whole world knowledge in a woman but which is not true.
Look now me baby chill na I'm sorry me see check kura plan ne ba ko yi maku ni ma me say e kura ba say ma me na so maku aye wi say nye de na o so na afo say ne de nti ye dukam ni ase no abro eno a enti
na me ma no be sia na lawyer trust me say
lawyer ento so and for my doctor Frank Bano and na yeti in kan economist na yeti in kan kwame ba no say John 8:44 or say you belong to your father the devil. You want to carry out your father's desires. He was a murderer from the beginning and not holding on to the truth, for there is no truth in him. When he lies, he speaks his native language, for he is a liar and the father of lies. Also, the way you beside you ha. Kwame ubisa quotation so ama I don't the higher years beside you.
There be say and some of no.
But me da say abusiam enti lawyer nana say wa a champon abeka ensa me wo legal issues kakra wo ho a okay odi la na obeto ye achimota ntimpa achoma minchi
Dero me ma wachi we de me momfa nche me ase ma ye late kakra na mum se wa wani tua adwuma na ye no dooso ase ma ye late kakra adwuma ne dooso enso ese ye ni nyina na emum asema me beto so achimota so Dero onim za me mota na
ominim
near Motown.
Oh, okay.
Akora 1990. Inti
62 cents.
Wow. Amazing. Intelligentsia for yenie. Intelligentsia for.
Okay. Enna lawyer.
Na Frankie Ike. But it's a be intelligentsia for yanka say obetweni enim nyansa. Obetweni ewo nyansa pa na sebio atrotrɔ ne akenkan na ebia ewo brɔfo mu ene be ne den but obetweni enim nyansa pa
na lawyer say obetweni enim nyansa na me to na me dwena me say ya na no mo eso mo ye sebiti me illiterate no munum hwe no omunni saa time no munni any scientific instrument bia but omutimi detect say ensa e sha abem
enti unim sewe I think say in susanso wo sebio krata nyansa mu ena sebi efie nyansa pempenso bebre no eya na sebi ye dream say obi a onko obroni school enkosua obroni kasa entumi resa brofo te se obroni no sebe saa nipa no onim nyansa na emom eyemfomso efi se ansa na obroni baaye no na ye ka ye kasa eye ye nuoma e wo ye kasem e ma ye koyanim enti saa de ne de ye de yemfanto nchen sebe wadwin so na obedwen se sebe uko school a e na wunya nyansa there be school de e kire abrofo no yo and one kire finished anyway odi amayenko achimota ensemsem ne so na achimota ensemsem no edamakoma so pa so atiase anope mitietie mu no mete se unse land mass no is about over 800 acres and apart from the fact say government ACDB ama eco-tourism initiative no or they about 400 acres and now 3 something acres back to original family na land no owu family no in fact me no ha me bebre but the fact of the matter is that family no so no are within their rights because for so many years government enye den and maximize say sa national treasure no sa heritage no and asene economist Frankie Bano eka no ampa say no ade ni mpo no eya aginsem uko Achimota forest a patched obronika se patched that aye dwrebe wusi just say enya forest kura biem utmu say tree cover na krampo no aba form
227.84 acres any de amom
hwan ecotourism one say owu family fa about 360 eco for fa ahe
227
and he remained an the bed
and the keeping
as a deep forest
normal
okay no and say yes hona
like as a forest reserve
sebio abanya sika every eco-tourism no mu a otumi expand na odipin sa remaining forest cover no ewo ho no if he say no say emia ana kronkro bia is looking at being green. So what you say for the sake of the environment because you see reduce your friends your carbon footprint and see the more trees are no the more environmentally friendly you are the more your friend is saying your carbon footprint come down. And see, I hope say enkoye say ye bejane sa no said ye akano however small no say aban to me manage na oya no proper forest reserve to say ye ese efata na I think say minuanom die ntia amanfo aye alarmed bise mu ne say bia information no has not come too clear or too well. Because you see who say nipa ya ye dey manui for eco-tourism development no ni track record any day. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What is the track record of whoever we are giving it to? Indeed, who is it? I think say economist Bano ebia who nim a Ghanaian owned company. Ni track record any day.
In fact, the agreement was signed and the sod was cut for the project to begin in 2016.
And I say again, what is their track record?
Yeah, no, you have a point.
You see, it is not just about Sebio indigenous ownership. It is about that as well. But you would admit and so say Sebio say foreigners background local content law no means to say some of the indigenous for your account. Meno dear mene say yes Ghanaian owned. Yemfa track record bia meto ho say enkrofo we sebe we no ma yeda in this field of ecotourism because for Ghana no it is quite new. Omo ye kakum de no minim ni omo ye kakum de no.
I think they are an investment company. And you know they are supposed to raise the capital of 1.2 billion dollars.
Okay.
Then once they raise the capital then they will more or less contract
somebody
institutions the actual way.
Okay, the actual way.
The whole
okay. Meno, I am interested in the know-how. The know-how is very important. And luckily for us, no, Sabio in South Africa also examples abound.
Yeah.
Examples were bebre. And there's no need for us to reinvent. Me no impempenswo bebre no. What I've realized is that we start off you're glowing. ɛna yɛbɛyɛ sei ɛna yɛbɛfa ha yɛbɛyɛ sei ɛnso ɛba your friends saying obroni bɛsɛ implementation na sɛ yɛde ɔse ɛyɛ dɛn ɔyɔ a na afei excuses achimota ɛyɛ too dear to some of us ɛyɛ too important you understand enti wei no ɛnyɛ party sɛm ɛyɛ national treasure. It behoves everybody to protect it and make sure say they're all bano or be maximizing the potential. Na nyese sebio ono so ba no be profit na chese wa ye na achimota no ye hu say ye koyo say ye ba yo enti me die madwen ketwe mu no de kire me ne say se aban ebie nani fe na o make sure say from now until delivery bibia ebeye dey ebewie peyo ama Ghana for and no nebe puti sebe naysayers and our critics no to what to shame na if it say sebe yo yehu plans no yehu schemes ni nyina into details ne de I think say e premature enti wa obeka wa obeka neo enka hu wo de agro ne form ana meboa agro no any form enti abaye ma wagro enye den enkyere
go na afefe
ma wagro enye den enkyere achimota no yemu bebre ye do achimota pa o so what you say na say school no asase no esa no aban ye hu bibi maye achimota ye school asase no say there a private development for kra ni your friend say a school family enete e wa achimota ho ade deru ni nyine ntwe yi so what you say
lawyer Martin Medase we men sanmra wo home national security minister ndra issue alert second one about terrorist for yes so betima betu share so two in Kransan so ndra police force na tutu yes nipa ba ko awu 9 enso eprepra eka ba ko na owuye no nti ho so nti we ye adwira na esan play biem ewo Nkransa patcho momenti o
Nkransa de ne de asefem otia ano ohye and say emom say police for ye bibia ebroni bese cover up dia if he say bia omo person omo protect omo own on say pempenso bebre no ya na ote say police who touch him police ni who touch him dia and your investigation within 24 hours ni afeshe criminal na out na emom ohwa o mind baby and who touch him a and your 10,000 years investigation no na ye hu ne foreign ye hu na chi so what you say enti say really we no ekoma IGP say if there are bad notes within na indeed there sounded to say conspiracy theory it could be true ese na said yes ese or dig in na oma enokrania den edadi me believe say PIP's investigation no some taking it very seriously. PIPS is the Internal Affairs Investigation Department of the Police Service. But Pempenso bebre no na sometimes no public no any sa confidence no in PIPS. Say truly no PIPS ebetimi ayen hwehwemu aka say yenkrofo yi omudifo. Because all the time no acquired to say police for no sebe ye protect your own. Ye den ye kata ye nkrofo so what you say ni nyina entwa yie as obroni besia it does not inspire public confidence in the Ghanaian police service so what you say indeed nkrofo police for na ye say they are involved na say omo adwane every nkranza ho no esenka by now ya pick you up esenka by now ya interdict you for a full investigation anameboa deru
sure.
That is the route. So what you say? And yes, sir, ubo obi ubu nefo ana bibisa no. But within the public or civil service no. Sanity. Say I see a yo hwehwemu a ni interdict.
Na mo gina nchen.
Ye mo gina nchen. One hwe a ube contaminate enoma bi say evidence bi o say den you. Me believe say we a fine opportunity for ye radampare to show transparency, to show say truly no, he stands for truth and justice. So what you say? And it doesn't matter where crime is committed or by whom crime is committed. He will be dedicated to making sure say Sebio the wedi in Semoneno were facing the full rigors of the law. And in Kransa Semne de Osha Eya. Na minjin din so say Sebe omo mwashri omodeshie sano. Ombeba bejina ho akase omodeshie no Sebe obi awo police mu enfum so entina your friend say or hwere ne nkwa saa keke minjin di so ombe yesa. One would meche.
In fact, 2 cases almost say boy no ehun police for bi so mo koye robbery so mo suspect say nunti na police for no be fa na makoko no
now say there
and na two no ayese na esi wo adwira no me pro say ye tutu tuo me nipa wuye no police for so bibia wo mu a we so ma san tutu tuo mo bi so
ase but adwira de no say army na ba mu ana meboa
na ye mu ne army for
army na army for na ba ku take te say de owo te say de owo Ukraine. They said they were Putin. I mean, that's I mean, seriously. Sa dia na ehun yi pa na ehun. Say one more almost say almost shine said they will serve and protect. Na fe omo dani omo ho ato civilians so. Entina un said the last time I can your friend is saying intelligence services any services if we ask him me can say sometimes omo bedside manner. And when I say bedside manner, dear may China say sometimes send here one more handle and your mano. Na asifim kakra. Because as who say Sebio a cromano or my mano enye watamfo enye wo enemy. Anameboa. Enti edu or my mana. You see, esa unya a different approach. And yes, I wako Ukraine war. Eko Putin. No. O Chrome. Encrofona sabi udani on ho to omo so no. Omo no omo apaw. Ese yeden somom na som oman anameboa. Sure. Yes say constitution say sovereignty. Just a 2 minute oman ni 2 minute. Ewo oman manu emu. Enti me pa chaw wo ye service person a ese o recognize say wo ho ema oman ema no. Enti enye se udi omunya. Wo ye omo yakayaka de. Wo ye omo nioma bia Sabi entwe yi no enye wadwuma no esa wo protect it anameboa so protect you enti pempen so bebre no media me feel say omo training no insane omo be handle civilians no eto da bia na atochi and me yes sure say eno na de sa eniomai bebre eyede eba
okay me da say lawyer say wo so abam kovi national security alert on my issue ne yakoso nkranza
no cry I think say you do pempen so was say ye nyina yeda ya so ye nya ne totroto sa wo hwe the sub-Saharan African countries na atwa ho nyina hia na I think apart from ye ne Ivory Coast I think Ivory Coast
some
they have gotten their share. And apart from Yenkwa, other countries in I experience one way or the other. And activities of these extremists are more play role. Now when I see near my course or Boko, your borderline so recently. Now other areas now I'm sure say it is needful. Say security National Security Agency be issue that order no na yenyina yen ada ye ho so. Say we are coming from a background that I say the hub of hospitality. O Ghana for the ye penipa ye jinipa enti enyama bebre o wa enkoye emaye in that regard. Obi aba so okra resident permit and also okra opedan han kwa no okra ni sika Ghana ha obetimi ha ne dan no atua no watie wakotena dan ni mu obetima shedan mu 1 week onko djuma oma odidi emfa obi a ho say na djuma be na wo ya wote ha obetima dress ya pie anopa abawia konwumre emfa obi a ho kra say office be na de bia opia wo ko okobayi oko yɛbɛkɔ transfer dan mu yɛbɛba fɔdeɛ yɛbɛyi 1 billion ɛde ato hɔ yɛbɛbɔ mpaeɛ owiase nyina aguɛ so ɛmfa ɔsɔfoɔ ho anaasɛ asɔre pani ho sɛ adwuma bɛn koraa na aberanteɛ yi ɛyɛ mpo a wɔtumi ɛyiyi sɛ sika and the following week ne ama no title ɔba na ɔte front seat na ɔkɔnti no baabi a yɛfiri no yɛsu ne yɛban bi ne nneɛma bi a yɛyɛ no ɛma no yɛ ehu kakra wode toto nneɛma a ɛkɔ so me I think say a very good a very raise your sense of security. I'm your dream pen so you nyina be hu say you wo asudie de bia meka say security no a ankrankra bia a responsibility you nyina we have a role to play. Police for enye magician na almost sorry no almost call almost shrine na almost ye miracles I don't say the role di boni and I say rain di boni e nyina your input information and they be provided car be di machi udru police na car na kala say na ye say no mo be gina so de o mo sua atoton ansa no matumi atu anamo so I see nyina as o man ye fa no serious information your security agency led by national security for no release say yende ye won to ton free near my course for the sub-Sahara Africa has say enti ankrankra bia your landlord do die hang make sure say foreigner na wo de man no or one krata wo so ultimate na o manimu ha to the level pose or ba behind wo dan maye masika no endi yanim bebre they say yakoye conduit especially Ghana for no ye won see ye mra pon no ebra foreigner say almost set up some companies and there's almo ba na ye mma be conduit na de din ene enkrata akodi anim akoje na omo tachire na omo ye niema e wo so omo ye once in other country no unya citizen of that country so be do anim na omwa na un disabone no but the masika na kodi anim to o de 10% to ho na fa o document no din be lead me na menye we ni edim na yeye e koso bebre ema enioma bi enadi nti no mesre ye nyina wasodie ye mie ye ni ye mie yaso ni emfa yaso to fom na abreni abribia ye nya quick se be inform your security agencies no anamon bi aya dwin be se enkoyie ensu yie esan se ebopia account ekame ekaye nyina ti nyina wasodie ese oman me de mano beto de na lawyer ekanimu ye nwura dampare waje abasebode bebre obaye ya bona baso ma o man nkose ne trim na nyane de na onante abonten di salute na on twasa on di asane afanya video emreye adwuma nankasa e wo fom. He's being challenged at this point in time e wo niema ba ko mienu a ACC adura yate commission yesua de bebre wo mu nti de na asabosi enkraza ama yakotutuo na ebi afrim because we are there yenyina se police pay effort intelligence ho adwuma yi a yenyina nim threat na youth no eye say because police for am ko show on by 3 days time mood information bia regarding a brand no be den e betudwa ti munim say 3 days ni be si eye ene na asa na mo information go ye na de echi a I mean your intelligence will let you know say e mabu no be react ntin ana mo be na mudi ni be na mudi gu for mo a mudi ko so no a mbe twen ya ko block road na fija ko to ama obi asafo mahwe ne nkwanje se na esi adwa no as a commission ni a ete ye enye ne ma ko so nyina no oman and as a state institutions na mata no yensua bibia enfirimu so
all right Kofi Medasim Nana Kofi Ntiamoa a member of the communication team the new patriotic party me Kwame Banchem we na me Dr. Banawi Kwame security issues.
Yeah, well, Kumidasi, this is very quickly. We need to appreciate the fact that when these extremists get into the nation now, first of all, they find ways and means to recruit citizens. And so we need to be aware. We are Ghana ni say what to say see a juma be who could be who person juma people, especially job seekers. All the time, I know more. Sometimes you see how porous our system is, especially even in job recruitment, and also, you're aware of the kinds of jobs for Ediba. Then also, importantly, we need to be very sure. You see, there were a lot of people with certain profiles working all over our towns and cities. Certain people have some kind of job expertise be ɛyɛ anankɔfo we say no no ɔmo hia. They normally take advantage of local vulnerabilities. So wohwɛ issue sɛ ɛkɔ so wɔ nkranza ne adia. In fact, very often these people set in and they try to take advantage. Well, almost certain communities in Swa, they find ways and means to give certain kinds of livelihoods to the communities. So ni nyina no Emma womo etimi eya ohwe se na doctor Emma example of Kumasi baby ano ye adwuma na woto dokon ne ade. You see some of these people getting close to the community, all because they want information out of the people. And also let us be very careful at our border towns. You see, your border towns, entry into Ghana, there is the need to ensure, say, your officers war these borders, they are doing their utmost to ensure obia obenya kwenya ko border shouldn't be obia or sebi ninsa ejeje niama patroti de mekanasi because enipa ba ko pe ebetimi akogina a border town obe allow ne ho ama wan hwe ya o hawa enam sa nipa ba ko no eso no ebe bagan ha se no ebetimi aye o how bebre e de amayen. And again, we should involve the communities when we are educating them on these matters, especially opinion leaders and so on and so forth. Let the people own the plans, the education, the research as to identifying extreme behaviors of these actors and any other. And finally, the Amidibe Chat also said a lot of young people Wako School, UCC, UG, psychology or so and so, or experience or knowledge on BB. Such people are always wanted by these people. Inti profiling na sema na mekano. Omu hu se wo ebi animdie bi ewo bi hu a, omu nim so omo de kakra kan ho a, obetimi akwachiri. There was a time obi ba out ebe kan say wanya adwuma and ohwe se na no he kan nsem no a. He was a recruit to these we say extremists, Inti kwa kumedini nyina esi no. In general, we have to be our brothers keepers as far as security is concerned. There has to be enough to deter people who come from nowhere. I did a degree in Nigeria. I schooled in Nigeria. For the first time, I came in contact with riots in school. You realize that enkwalana ekute tuo normally omo papa no mo ye police commanders and mpanimfo a omo wo access to these things. Until you realize because at the end we hu a obeso ko try e wo baby ntokwasi e wo school any ade, you have very volatile areas where people are exposed to these kinds of you're very careful.
All right.
Let's be very conscious of ourselves moving around. Obibetimi afraid these days people can call. Luckily, because of the identification, we need to know. Now, if you call anybody anyhow and begin to say things, your number alone can give you up in the system currently as it is. Your best says any amino also kind about IGP. I think Dampare is doing a good job. The man has a way of getting into the communities. You see, sometimes one fast money be unfamua. And go for foul too serious and so on. And also another so I think he's doing well. He needs all the support. Yes, he needs all the support to succeed as the IGP. Our airport finally, in fact, airport once you best say you know be or doc young kasi you know Ghana phone be airport ho omo pass the dodo.
Kwame me da say
ye terrorists na me ba na me ma $200 na me chu jina nchen
Kwame information or the ba ye to bodam enkrofo je 5 cities ni 10 cities e man enkrofo twam wo Ghana, Togo ni land borders ni so 5 immigration officers who as low as 5 cities and 10 cities me da say e ma me ko Dr. Bano Dr. Security issue quickly na ye ko
me da say me say to say the menuanom na kan nyina me say the be can say aye nipa na the consciousness na yes say ye be but me de me kapa aye security agencies or ma ya mo montete ya na se wonjirejina ye boda so a won na eye wan sede to say mfa ne say every institution state institution be able to role will play in our body governance into immigration officers in particular and security personnel me say sa fight is betumi awini against extremism na about 99% in age na won so one attitudes one ne to send ya working sa porous border asemi ya kan say obi betumi ewura Ghana through the borders what the emphasis say be airport mpo the bia what the emphasis say bia na we have the enhanced mechanisms aside having direct contact with human or bia machines intino but what about our borders
doc wait there just a second you be call Qatar yanko but the interior minister started sending signals of things we don't do in Qatar until we ba on already no or ma what say this we don't do here this we don't do here until banner so more
in form so thank you. And you know, your borders no na make us because so many times in people me as soon as we can experience the because I have relatives wo mo kokwan so kofan your man it be what you are talking about. I have so many occasions I've had these stories and they come and tell me personally. But as sometimes you know, for some reasons you know, we don't want to talk about it. Until you say as soon as we can obo no kre true into me mesre security agencies, especially immigration officers, are on patrol your borders because that is their foremost duty. Yes, rewomo. Ye ni mu say enu mu ayedin.
Ensu tons
for more. But enu ntrese enu ntino twa man out. Come will be not just some $1,000 because se nipa no bo ragana sebi on metro on throw di man so oba lawyer de won ka ho ana sebe de men ka ho on oborum on ne de ne se eyawudie no obedi and he or she doesn't care ni dia ne se bebia nipa bebrehia enti ebetumi aye wa wubusuani ebetumi aye wo yire ebetumi aye wo ba ebetumi aye wo maame ebetumi aye obi bia na sa asem no betumi enti me de mesre ne se immigration officers yes rewo mo say yes yenim say duma na edin but the best remo say we dey edamo na so ansa na ebi kra about the military say yes remo say your borders ne dey your best remo say mon hye hoke na ma yemi say kakra me dey meka no
all right lawyer quickly nothing yeah friends
kwame we dey your friends and you be born tougher security issue no me dey me gidi say your security ni na collectively no as oboni be say it lies in our own hands. As a people, as a nation, no, your security no ewo yenya yensem. Kwame pempenso bebre no
yen kweku.
Sorry, kweku. Deru, kweku deru. Kwamba. Yes. Kwamba. Kweku deru. Your friend is saying, "Unsen pempenso bebre Ghana ni." Se wo command bi na se bio bi akwaku wo na mehwehwe wo a eno anse me bodin yem bi sa me se o ufri he na adenti na wo hia no wonim obi be so mensa edemi aba wo bedroom yes ya do me beba wo bedroom straight na wonie bia me kreto bi a pain na me de abo simple wonim se sebe de aye aboya ne sesebio Ghana ni enye owudifo Ghana ni nye owudifo ba say de omo ba no womo nya Ghana fo no womo ba wu na ebi wo ho a womo te se yen Ghana fo because omo ye ebibifo enti wo badwen se ono no oye Ghana ni ana oye woseso but bia na ewudie ena ye den ewo ni team se said the economists ban no e kan ye no wo ba no sanse oba be die wunti no omo pe mass your friend is terrorists no for them say omo be gidin no e se casualty no e ye den casualty che so omo ho be to chi omo be wu no e se omo dos enti ogbewe mu no obe cause maximum damage enti we die madisre die e koma yen Ghana fo ya no enna eya na Ghana ni bia pesi ehu se na onim kwame ban na onim kwaku enti ohoho ba pe ene ono ya champion ata ono nim wo ene ode se said the make ode be ba wo bedroom straight Ghana for ye two no ye manena emra form because Ghana ni pese ohoho hu se ono ne champion onim bibia ena me do be fa me do be ko ha una o ye den hwe say terrorist for no ma ba no adwen kese ena omo de nam omo man se omo be ma usika omo man se ombe ye bibia ombe ye ato adwen ama wo aba omo afa na omo de wa ye ni a ompese omde wa den ebeye na ebewie akire no na ye den na ye too late na enye wo nko na wahwere wo nko na wo babusuafo wo ma wo kunu wo yire hwanhwan enti Ghanafoɔ yesre mo mama no enna obi ba ohwehwe obi na onim baby okwa 10 out of 10 nipa no invite no so omra me say baby am ejuma you dare not give my number out you dare not obi enim from top to bottom enti me de ye be frem ye bisa madam kwamba so ohwehwe wo so onimu pacho yemfa no mama na Ghanafoɔ information yet the matuto.
All right.
Yeah, last one. A chatwo. We dear a comma controller general. Ye nim se ne work ne staff and ne officers no. Omo to me boy juma. Because recently omo checheche borders no checheche ni omo pa ewo. Enti say dear alert no abama oman mani nyina ono nso border points no. On beefu up ni men na omo crack pa no eno na ese controller general of immigration odi omo call sa points no enye omo a se be omo je 5 cd ni 10 cd for no ye hwehwe omo ye border points say ya national security ama high alert ese immigration enso ye den ema high alert.
All right, let me that say busuafo ye de be si ha say ko notina notina nanka pese emeti fo be kakran so ebre ne ko ebre ne sa enti ochina ebe peke ye course nansa na ye kwame ba emoti ni kwame ba ye convener for coalition of accountable e-levy funds kwame ba coalition no and na kufinti am a part of the communication team lawyer Frank Bano Dr. Frank Bano economist and a lawyer Nana Sewa Champon and so ebe kan home DJ Francis producer or say enfenchi ama savior or your driver or driver from I think or a mate on driver and mate okay from La Paz to Accra the biamutie wuntumi radio yedama say papa anopay Oheneba Kingsley and F. Martin Eric Asante omunyina eboy chidom DJ Francis and DJ Sabato and na kwame edinkragina so etechi bidin ede kwaku dawuru me na metina dwam ame edijumedi de bremo nyankopon ama ochina ibesane mu ahia bi yakra munyina